Hello everyone and welcome to a build-up to a friendly game between Glasgow Rangers and West Ham United. Kickoff just half an hour away. Gonzo, how are you feeling?
I'm all right, yeah. I've not had time. It's such a busy day, mate. I've not had time to follow the news or the team lineups or anything. I haven't got a Scooby-Doo what's going on, my friend. How are you?
Yes, I'm not too bad, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to the game. A bit warm, I have to say. That sort of takes away the pleasantness of doing this video, then watching the game, and it makes me sort of wary as to how good a game we're going to see. But it's a little bit cooler in Glasgow than it is down south at the minute. Just the 30 degrees.
Okay,
Glasgow.
sure, yeah.
Anyway, do you want to know the West Ham starting 11?
Oh, I certainly do, please,
Let's
mate.
have a little look at it. Lucas Fabianski is in goal this evening for West Ham United, with Ben Johnson right back. Curtis Zuma continues to partner Aguerd at the centre back, with Adam Creswell coming in at left back. Declan Rice partners Manuel Lanzini from the start this evening, with Pablo Final, Said Benrahma, and Jared Bowen playing behind Mikel Antonio.
Yeah, it's got that sort of first team feel about it, hasn't it? Really. You might cherry pick and suggest that possibly maybe another central midfielder starts ahead of Lanzini, but equally, if as is rumoured that Souček is possibly on his way out, then quite possibly if we haven't brought in anyone else, perhaps possibly Lanzini does start in central midfield. You might argue that Soufal maybe starts at right back. But I think more or less it's got that sort of first team feel to it. It seems like he's starting to take it seriously.
Yeah, he's starting to mould it, isn't it? I'm kind of glad to see Aguerd and Zuma partnering each other as well. It just makes sense, doesn't it? If the intention is to start them against Manchester City, and David Moyes will know what his intention is. That may change between now and then, but he will certainly think, ideally, in an ideal world, this is what my back five, including the goalkeeper, will look like on the first game of the season. So between now and then, let's make sure that it's in the best way possible. It's ready to rock and roll, and that is by playing Zuma and Aguerd alongside each other for the majority of the friendlies. We saw it on Saturday. They played they played the first half. Zuma went off at half time, and Aguerd got an extra 15 minutes next to Sadio before he went off for Ogbonna. Fabianski in goal, though, would suggest that maybe I'm reading too much into this, that perhaps he's still sort of David Moyes' number one, because it's the second game now that while the Aguerd-Zuma partnership's there, Fabianski's the goalkeeper in behind them, and then you'd expect Ariel to come on for the second half, but you'd also expect the centre-backs to change as well. So a little bit interesting, maybe. And like you said, it's sort of, well, we've only got one striker. But is there anyone you're looking for improved performances from? I know it's only pre-season. We can't read too much into it. But you can read a little bit into it, can't you?
Oh, why not? This is. I don't understand, but we can't live by those rules, Geo. I mean, there's certain when people say you can't read it. Don't worry about pre-season friendly. You can't read them into it. I don't. The other thing you hear a lot is I don't ever talk about or consider transfers until they've signed on the dotted line. We can't do that here. We're a YouTube channel. We basically live and breathe the gossip and the lineups and everything that goes on. So yes, I can read stuff into it. So can you, and so you bloody should if you want to, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. I'm looking at it. I would like to see Lanzini playing a little bit better. I do. Look, it's nice that we've signed Flynn Downs. We don't really know what's happening with Souček. There's rumours that Onana may well come in. But one or none of those things or all of those things might happen. There's still a big role for Lanzini to play here. So I want to see him like he was in the Servette game. Maybe I want to see him sort of dictating play in the middle. Lots of talk about strikers, lots of talk about midfielders, not a lot of left winger talk. So I'd like to see someone start to perform on that left wing. I think if we're not going to buy one, then yeah, I'd like to see someone perform there. I'll be watching Cresswell quite closely tonight as well for the same reason, Gio. You know, it's looking like poor old Cresswell is the last man standing literally at left back now. So he needs to be on form. He needs to be playing well because that's a crucial position for us.
Yeah, I completely agree with the players you picked out, really. I'd like to see a bit more from Benrahma and Fornals tonight. Same with Aaron Creswell. I'd like to see a bit more from Aaron Creswell. He's not been particularly great when we've seen him so far pre-season. Antonio, like to see him get his goal scoring boots on, get him a goal tonight. And I think there's a big difference if you score tonight in comparison to scoring against Servette or Bournemouth or even Reading to some extent, because this is an inferior opposition. This is a team that were in the Europa League final, and it's quite a strong Rangers team that's out as well. We'll get on to that in just a minute. So I think there must be a big difference from a confidence lift as a striker if you're sticking one in the back of the net tonight in comparison to other games. So it'd be good to see our striker get on the score sheet. Now, we'll do a little bit of admin very quickly. So everybody's asking where to watch it. It's on the West Ham's official website and app. If you're a season ticket holder, you've already redeemed the code. Happy days. If you haven't redeemed the code, it's a bit too late. You have to do it by 5 o'clock. But you can pay $7.99 if you wish to get the official stream. I'm pretty sure there'll be ways of watching it. If you don't wish to pay that $7.99, Google it. It'll be around somewhere. There'll be plenty of ways of watching tonight's game, but there is official streams as well, so you'll be able to get your hands on a decent looking one as well. Kickoff is at 7:45, just 24 minutes away. And also, this video is sponsored by the One Football app. Transfers are everywhere. Rangers have got a couple of new players starting tonight for them. West Ham have got one new signing started for them, but there's a couple on the bench. There's one guy on the bench. Just centre midfielders on the bench still. It's the best way to keep up to date with all the latest transfer news, transfer rumours, and what's happening on in the friendlies as well. If you don't watch tonight's game, you want a little review, you're not happy with listening to Hammer's chat, check out the One Football app. The link to download it is in the description underneath this video. It's completely free, so get it downloaded. Tell it what you want to see. It gets rid of all the bits you don't want to see and gives you all the pieces that you do wish to see. Get the One Football app on your device tonight. Anyway, Gonzo. Fabrizio Romano's done a tweet. Everybody in live chat saying Fabrizio Romano's done a tweet. So I've had a little look. And Tuchel has said, I don't expect Armando to leave. We're aware of offers. We are aware of interest. That tells us his potential.
Well, that's a weird one, isn't it? I mean, you'd be in banging trouble, wouldn't you, really, if you had a player and you thought he was crap, but you heard some rumours and you thought, oh, actually, he's quite good. So I'm not sure how much to read into that, really.
Yeah, it's not as bad as I thought.
Bit of gameplay in there. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I still think the Ronaldo thing is on for them. I really do, and I think if he goes there, then that's a kick in the what's it's for a player like Breuer, isn't it? If they sign somebody like that, anyway. Look, unfortunately, you know what, we're swimming with sharks now. This is how it is. And if you're going to enter into protracted transfer agreements, then this is what you've got to do. You're going to have to play the game. And if that's the game that Tuchel's playing, and because let's be fair, that's not true. What he's just said is not true. That's an indication that I didn't know Breuer was all that. But since there's been transfer speculation, that means he's quite good. So I mean, he's a world-class manager. He doesn't need. He's basically saying, I've heard some transfer gossip, and now I may now think Breuer's quite good. Utter crap. It's a lie. So, he's playing a game of some description. We have to play the game. We've either got to entice him some way and play the game. We've either entice the player, we entice Chelsea to do the deal, or we counter bluff. We play games with them if they want Declan.
Anyway, enough about Fabrizio Romano's tweet. It's not as bad as I thought. When people mentioned in live chat, I thought, oh no, this is going to be bad news. And it's not good news, but I don't necessarily see it as a bad thing either. He's not going to say anything different, is he, when he gets... like if Moyes gets a microphone rammed in his face tonight and gets asked about buying Breuer, I expect him to sit on the bench with it a little bit and say, oh, well, we got some offers in for some players. That's it. I wouldn't expect him to say anything different.
No, he's just lied. He's just lied. It's as simple as that. Don't read anything into it.
Anyway, the bench for West Ham this evening, we've got the two goalkeepers on the bench as always, in Areola and Randolph. Masuaku is on the bench alongside Issa Diop. Yamal Baptiste makes his first bench appearance since the squad was defined into one. Vladimir Sufal is also on the bench, as is Connor Coventry. Thomas Souček is set to make his first appearance for pre-season. He's on the bench as well, as is Flynn Downs, Nikola Vlasic, and 17-year-old striker Mubama as well. That's the West Ham bench this evening.
Okay, well, that's interesting. The Souček is the interesting one.
Dawson's still missing. No Ogbonna either. No Ogbonna. But Dawson's third game now is missing.
Yeah, I just say I'm not so concerned about that. We've got plenty of cover at centre back, and I'm pretty sure if it was major injury. Would have heard about it by now if he might have an injury to keep him out for a month or so. Bit of a shame for pre-season, but it almost matters less for Dawson than any other player. You know, if there's anyone that can play through the pain barrier, play through the fitness barrier, it's him. He's the person that concerns me least in the whole squad, actually, so I'm not worried about that. The Souček one is really interesting. It should be interesting to see him get some game time. That'd be really good.
No Harrison Ashby or Chester's either. Both the youngsters have been sort of dropped from the friendly match day squad, if you like. I can get it. It's a bit of a distance to travel for this one. So I kind of get why they've only taken the ones that they need to take kind of thing. So no youngsters involved, bar Mubama. Bear in mind, we've only got one striker, Mikel Antonio, so it makes sense. Now we're going to quickly run through the Rangers starting 11 for this evening. It's a relatively strong starting 11 from Rangers. McLaughlin is in goal with their back four of James Taverner, Goldson, Suter and Barisic. Their midfield three of Ryan Jack. They've also got Kamara and Lundstrom. You'll know him from Sheffield United. And then they've got a pretty tasty two players out on the wings. They've got Scott Wright and Ryan Kent. Ryan Kent coming through Liverpool's academy, linked to a £15-20 million move to the Premier League as well. And then they've got their new signing up front in Kolak as well. So that's the Rangers starting 11 this evening. I'll run through the bench really quickly for any Rangers fans tuning in. You've got McGregor, McCory, Lawrence, Matondo, Sands, Katic, Kelly, Fashion Jr., Arfield, McCann, King, and Devine. They're all on the bench for Rangers this evening. But a strong starting 11 for Rangers anyway. Any opinions on any of the players, dare I ask, bar Lundstrom?
Well, some of them sound very Scottish, which is excellent, which is good to know. That's probably why I haven't taken Ashby up there. I reckon they might sniff out that he's not a genuine Scotsman. He's actually English. So I reckon they'll rumble you, mate. We can't take you up to Scotland. Mate, I don't know. I don't know much about him. You are the authority on all things Scottish. So tell us.
They've got good players on the wings. I think Scott Wright on the right's good. And I think Ryan Kent on the left is also good. Their striker, as it's a new signing, Kolak, don't know much about him, but his goal scoring record in Greece, they signed him from PAOK. How do you say that name? Is it PAOK or do you say PAOK?
I think you say PAOK Athens.
They signed him from them for a couple of million, and he scored like 2 goals in 15 games or something. So it's not the best goal scoring record. Ryan Jack, an all right centre midfielder, sort of pinched him from Aberdeen. So there's a bit of bad blood between Aberdeen and Rangers in regards to Ryan Jack. He just ran his contract down and moved to Rangers. Kamara's a decent enough centre midfielder. Obviously, they've just lost Aribo, who's joined Southampton. Calvin Bassey is obviously not in the Rangers team tonight, as he's probably in the Netherlands securing his move to Ajax as well. But a very strong Rangers team this evening. So be a good test for us, but the weather might sort of... Do you think the weather will slow the game down, or are you still expecting a decent one to watch?
Well, when you move from... I mean, it's been stifling in England, and if what you're saying is it's 10 degrees cooler in Scotland, it might feel like a little bit of light relief. You know, actually, that's a significant temperature drop, isn't it? 10 degrees, you know, from at any point. So that may well help us. I'm not saying it will give us an edge in the game, but it just might make it not so knackering to play in, certainly. But it's a good test. It's obviously it's a great club, Rangers, and once we look, all the way along, I wanted to draw Rangers in the Europa League last season, and then obviously once we went out, clearly I wanted Rangers to win the competition. So I'm looking forward to it. You know, because I think it should hopefully be a really good test. And they got. I know maybe it didn't work out for them in the league as they might have wanted last season, but they've got a manager with real, all right, perhaps more playing pedigree than managerial pedigree, but you've got someone that really knows his football as a manager there. So I'm sure he'll have a couple of tricks up his sleeve for the season and be looking to test some of them out against West Ham.
Right, everyone in the live chat, get your thoughts in ahead of the game. It could be anybody that you're looking forward to seeing, anyone that you think needs a big performance. It's only pre-season, but, this is the third last game for West Ham, prior to taking on Manchester City. And I think there's some shirts up for grabs anyway for that game. I think there's 1 or 2 players nailed on. I was more than that. There's probably 6 or 7 players nailed on to start. But that would leave 4 shirts up for grabs potentially. And I think some of those players that might get them are featuring tonight, actually. So I do think there's some big performances required, but we'll wait and see. So get your thoughts into live chat, and we'll see what you're all saying. Brendan is asking if Lanzini's playing alongside Declan. Moyes tried a couple of times last season. He thought it worked well.
I believe so.
First time to play alongside each other in pre-season. Obviously, Declan made his first appearance at the weekend, but he played alongside Flynn Downs, who then went off and was replaced by Connor Coventry. So, if I see a bit better, as Gonzo said, Lanzini was a bit poor against Reading. So, fingers crossed.
But I think they are. To answer your question, I do think they are playing alongside each other. It looks like that's the formation for this one.
Charlie's asking if that's our first team. Pretty much, isn't it?
Yeah,
I suggest Souček comes in, but apart from that,
Souček or Soufal, maybe. But yeah, I would think certainly as things stand at the moment, another couple of signings, particularly if they're sort of £30 million signings, you might find it changes somewhat.
Peter before kisses says that Ben Rama and Antonio need good games. Hard to disagree.
Well, Ben Rama needs. Sorry, can I just go back?
Yes.
No, that's not true. Antonio can have a bad game and it's fine. Ben Rama needs a good game because Ben Rama's playing for his place. Antonio is one of the 6 shirts that Geo alluded to earlier. Antonio starts.
I agree he needs a good game, though, for, like I said, for getting his confidence up and running ahead of the season, really. And his performances so far, whilst it is only pre-season, there haven't been anything exciting. If anything, they've been a bit worrying, to be honest with you. You'll sort of ignore it a bit. It's credit and bank, so on and so forth. But there's nothing to write home about so far. So it'd be nice to see a little bit better from Antonio tonight. I'd like to see him get the hour as well. While you want to see the youngsters get on the pitch for as many minutes as you can, half an hour for a 17-year-old still a good amount of time. So I'd like to see Antonio just get the hour under his belt tonight, get him a little bit closer to full fitness, and hopefully, like I said, get a goal tonight. Dean says, honestly, the most important thing tonight is the Zuma and Guerd partnership. It's hard to disagree with that, really, isn't it? 2 up, 2 down. Hammers has also got his eyes on the Guerd, while JT from Tenerife, probably wondering why we're all whinging about the sun, says that he'd like to see Ben Rama have a good game.
Yeah, all things are true. But certainly, I would imagine a Guerd and Zuma is the partnership going forward. I don't just mean for the start of the season. I'd imagine that Moyes probably looks at, if Moyes talks about a long-term plan, if Moyes is thinking I'm here for the next 3 years at least, he probably sees that as the partnership for the next 3 years.
Ruben says Creswell has been poor. He's concerned about the left back. Well, Happy Hammer is looking forward to seeing Guerd and Downs again, but mostly looking forward to Layoya. Who's that?
I don't know. See, but come on, spill the beans. Is that code? It's got to be code for someone. Yeah,
maybe it's their nickname for Charlie.
That needs a veto.
Jones looking forward to seeing Ben Rama. Moyes is giving him game time, so hope he does well. Nathan hopes Vlasic gets on again. Thinks he can make a difference this season if he gets his chance. While Matt likes the lineup, prefers Lanzini in that deeper role. Happy Johnson's right back. He'd be his pick over Soufal. Downs and Souček and Areola's side is probably his first team.
Yeah, one thing I would say about that, obviously the exception of Guerd, it does have a very similar look of last season to it, doesn't it? I wouldn't mind that first team getting a bit of a shake-up. This was the thing. I mean, you mentioned it again the other day, Gio, didn't you? Moyes' comments, I only want to bring players in that are better than the ones that are playing in our first team. And so I would like to think when we start the season, I would like there to be 2 new faces in that first team. And then maybe for us lot to be sat here in a video and a build up to a game, unsure of what our first team is. That'd be really good.
Yeah, I've just a lot of people asking about West Ham under 21s. They beat Bournemouth earlier. I'm just checking to see who scored the goals. They beat Bournemouth earlier 3-0. In that game, we had we had a strong team out. We had Woods playing for us and came on. Ekwa played. Chesters was the captain for that game. Cardoso, that forgotten centre back, was playing. So we won 3-0, goals coming from Robinson, then Thierry Nevers getting the other 2 goals as well. Okaflex also involved in that game. So they go West Ham under 21s, beat Bournemouth 3-0 earlier on today. Jordan's asking, do you think Vlasic has been written off by Moyes, or does a good pre-season see him in contention for first 11 talks?
Moyes can change his mind on a player. Moyes can change it if he impresses. He'll get back in. I've no doubt about that. When Moyes first came in, his first stint, he wasn't impressed with Lanzini. You go and look at his comments about that. Remember what's all the fuss about and all the rest of it. Then he sort of deployed Lanzini up front with Arnautovic. He was basically loving Lanzini. And you'll find a similar thing with Fornals. He was not particularly trustful of Fornals. Didn't really see that Fornals in the future. And I believe the story goes that Mark Noble actually said to Moyes, "Gaffer, why didn't you give him a go?" And he did, and then now he really trusts Fornals. So I wouldn't say there is no possibility where Vlasic can get back in favour with Moyes, but there's going to be a certain set of circumstances that are going to have to happen.
Always look forward to watching Bowen, says Jamie. Friendly or not, I think he's going to be incredible this season. Mark would have liked Calvin Bassey. He's not in the Rangers squad. No, he's in the Netherlands. He's off to Ajax, 23 million. Richard doesn't care about the result, which is good. He wants to see us evolving our game with Mark Warburton.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's confirmed, Tom. Perkins to Leeds. He's signed for Leeds United now. It's all done. It's been announced. I believe it's been officially announced. But anyway, Sonny Perkins right now is a Leeds United player. Chris says that Benrahma hasn't been much worse than anyone else. I think our fullbacks have been the most concerning. I assume he's talking about pre-season. I mean, it's hard to disagree. I don't think Cresswell's looked particularly good. I think Ben Johnson was dreadful going forward at the weekend. I think Soufal's looked all right.
Yeah.
Masuaku, I mean...
Well, I don't even know why he featured. It's whatever. I don't know. I really don't know. Look, pre-seasons get fitness into players. I'm not saying you exclude him from training, but does Masuaku need match sharpness? You bloody well hope not. Anyway,
there you go. Thank you, JJ. Layoya is Argentinian for the duel. It's Lanzini.
Oh,
didn't know. That's taking his nickname serious, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It really is.
Lewis, which one of our attacking fielders, other than Bowen, do you think has the best chance of having an exceptional season, providing goals and assists?
Exceptional? Nobody. There's no. Look, I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that Lanzini or Fornals or Benrahma can't have good games. They can't have good patches in the season. But exceptional is, by my definition, there would be lots of goals and lots of assists. None of them.
Jesse Lingard. Oh, risky joke.
Yeah, but if you did, he would be capable of it, certainly.
Peter, no, you don't have to change your name. I was just trying to be funny. Honestly, it does. We do it to a lot of people's names. Yeah. Don't change your name.
No, because it confuses us. You can't. Say
next time. Yeah. Next time you comment, we won't know it's you. We won't know it's Peter with 4 X's at the end of it.
Don't change your usernames, please, ever, anyone.
Now people are asking where to get a stream. I couldn't possibly comment. I've just accidentally clicked on this one though, which is worth reading. But if you want the official stream, it's $7.99 available via West Ham United's website.
Yeah. You see these things here. You've got to avoid that. I've got to tell you that's not an official way to watch the game, and you shouldn't be clicking on Footy Pass at all.
No, you shouldn't be clicking on Footy Pass because you might accidentally see good coverage of the Rangers West Ham game. You're not looking for that, are you? You're going on Footy Pass.
And you haven't paid for it either. So I don't. We shouldn't be.
I wouldn't do it, but it's a good website for Sudoku. I heard there's some good Sudoku on Footy Pass.
I thought you were saying snooker.
No, it'd be difficult to play, wouldn't it?
Well, snooker, not really. Well, I can't reach a table, but yeah.
Gary is looking forward to seeing Aguerd and Downs look confident against Reading and could be the next Rice. I haven't watched this. Have you watched this, Gonzo? The video released from the official account, Steve Poston training. Was it interesting?
It was interesting. Yeah, it was very, very, very good. It was very particular. You can chip it over this player, but you're not allowed to go long to that player. It was very detailed, very technical training drill actually.
Lewis, I wonder Moyes will let Fabian Arriola fight it out for number 1 spot pre-season. I'd rather he didn't, to be honest with you. Someone might get injured. We can't afford any injuries. I think he should just give Fabianski one half and Arriola the next half. And have a look at them that way rather than just this. this white collar boxing's getting out of hand now, isn't it? It was YouTubers, now it's TikTokers, now it's Premier League goalkeepers. What next? What's going to be next?
Well, I ain't bloody YouTubers. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't want to have a fight. Thank you very much.
No, me neither. I'm too pushy for that.
Absolutely. There you go.
Right, let's have a look. Eileen's boy is gone on. He's obviously got the code. Said it's no problem getting on. Well, that's good because Saturday was a little bit of a stress. Let me just scroll through everything because I got something very quickly. Right. Yeah, like that's it, right? That's me at the bottom of the chat. Right. First of all, while you're here, make sure you drop a like on the video and subscribe if you're new to the channel. We're not going anywhere, don't worry. There's still ages to go. We've got coverage of the game. We're not going to show you the game. We've got Charlie commenting on the game and interacting with the live chat during the 90 minutes. But before Charlie appears, Gonzo, I had a little look.
Oh.
If West Ham win, if both teams to score a goal, so Rangers must score a goal and West Ham must win, so 2-1, 3-1. So if Jared Bowen scores the first goal of the game, we're going to give someone 150 quid.
What? You can bet on a friendly?
Yeah, you can bet on anything these days.
Can you really?
Yeah, bet on anything these days. So I've done it. I've done that. That's the bet for tonight because there's only limited markets, isn't there? It's friendlies. So if West Ham win, Rangers score a goal, and Jared Bowen gets the first goal of the match, we're going to give one of you guys watching right now £145 cash to enter in the live chat. Please put the following phrase.
Three will do.
There you go. Lots of bananas in the live chat, please. Yeah, there you go. Get the bananas into the live chat, and you'll be entered into it. And if that bet wins, someone wins, we'll give it 150. It's £145 back, but we'll check on the extra fiver.
I wonder if you could bet on what I'm going to say for the phrase for the bet.
There's no betting on that, mate. You're unhinged. There's no way of calling what you're going to be saying. To be fair, towards the end of the season, a few people were calling your upcoming phases, and then it meant that you couldn't use them because you saw someone else.
I got a bit phased by it at one point. I had to stop watching it because they get into my rude way. That wasn't a rude one, but my rude way of thinking. So it was. Who've got the? Is it Leicester? Who got a player called Cock?
Leeds.
Yeah, that was it. I just had no chance, did I? Do you know what I mean? It was all hey, you know what Gonzo's going to say? Oh, damn it!
But Leeds also have a player called Bait as well, which didn't help. So
no, it was good because I hope they've signed some more players like that. Well, Perkins should be perking up now, shouldn't they?
For God's sake! Anyway, right, the live chat's banging everything into the.
How funny!
I don't know what you're laughing at.
Oh, I can't say it.
Anyway, Charlie, how are you doing? You look different.
Oh wow!
Yeah, we've got new curtains, and
the lights. Is that what it is?
And the lights are moved because I can't lie to you, it's too bloody hot. But before I say anything else, Geo, unreal use of the word unhinged there. I wasn't expecting it to come out. It's not something you often deploy from your vocab, but unhinged. Good work. When you said that, I was like, yeah, he is unhinged. He is. He is unhinged.
But the worst thing, I wasn't even offended. I was proud.
Yeah. Listen, it's not bad. Who says it's a bad thing? Who says? I
think you should put it on your Tinder profile, Gonzo. Unhinged. Ex-plumber.
Absolutely.
Looking for action.
Unhinged skint bloke.
If anything, it's a conversation starter. You know what
Unhinged.
I mean?
Get it here. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's got to be a winner, right?
Especially if you put ex-plumber after it makes it sound like something happened. The
unhingedness caused the loss of work. Absolutely. Yeah. Unhinged, sweaty ex-plumber. What woman couldn't be attracted to that?
Anyway, Charlie, we're going to leave you in charge. Live chat, please be nice to Charlie. Please get interactive. Keep the conversation going. Myself and Gonzo are going to go disappear and watch the game, and I'll be back at full time. I'll be back at halftime for a chat with Charlie, and I'll be back at full time with my review. But don't go anywhere. We're here for the next 90 minutes.
Thank you, Geo. Thank you, Gonzo. And thank you, everyone, for joining. Hello. How are we all? I hope you're well. I hope you're still just dealing with this weather. I have. What Geo was alluding to there is my hair is tied up today. and I hate tying my hair up with an absolute passion. I never do it ever. You can ask Geo or Gonzo. They'll both tell you, never ever happening. And the reason I've done it is because it's so bloody hot that it's needed. And along with this and all this, it's just bad. It's just bad times. But you know what isn't? A preseason friendly against Rangers. I'm excited. How are you all feeling on a scale of 1 to 10? Let's ask that. We haven't asked it all preseason. And I won't ask about confidence in a West Ham result, right? Because who knows what's going to happen. But on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling in terms of excitement for the game? For me, it's quite high. I'm at like an 8. I'm enjoying it. But anyway, I hope you're well. I hope you're all good. If you're watching the game, then enjoy yourselves. If you're not sticking around, you're just going to go and watch it without listening to me. Full respect. For example, Happy, thank you as always. You know you're the best. But if you're like Happy, you're heading off just to watch the game, enjoy it. Come back at halftime because Gio will be here to talk through stuff. And then at full time, of course, because the review will be going on. But if you're sticking around, thank you very much as well. I do remember you, Leo. It's been a while. How are you? I hope you're well. Hope you're well, sir. Chuck, good to see you. Hope for a good game. Good to see you, Sean. Evening, no Sanj. How are you, sir? Mr. System asking wild questions. Let's have a look at some of these numbers, shall we? 3. Oh, no, not 3. James is very adamant about this. Dangerous Sod is backing him up, but James is very adamant about this. It is very Andy Carroll, isn't it? Like, if I undid it, it's my hair is too long. My hair is way, way too long. Yes, also, you can see my horrendous skin. Love having rosacea, me. Love having rosacea. 6. How can we watch the game? Sonny, it is on the West Ham not West Ham channel, sorry. It is on the West Ham website. It is $7.99 to watch at this point. 5, Charlie Hammerhead. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're well. Hope you're all good. 4, can we have some parliamentary procedure? Hey, listen, we can bring up the 1922 committee, vote myself out. I'm fine with that. If that's what the people want, that's what the people want. Cabinet revolt against me. It wouldn't be unheard of. Here we go. We're about to get underway at the Ibrox. West Ham are the ones who are going to be kicking off. It is West Ham United versus Rangers in a pre-season friendly. Europa League big boys, both of us last season. Love the fact that the Rangers, the ball has RFC on it, just in case there was anyone knew who owned it. But there we go. We're underway. Deploy the boys. Come on, you irons. West Ham United versus Rangers. Now, because my light has been moved, the echo in this room is insane. It's not usually this bad, but it is. Game's kicking off, but warned the commentary is in Scottish. Well, that's why I'm here to do. Listen. I've been friends with Geo long enough. I've got friends. I've got family from up there as well, so I can communicate it to you easily. I can let you know exactly how it's going down. Do you know what I mean? How can we watch the game for free though? Well, Hammerhead, if you're looking for a way to watch the game for free, then I would suggest you look at. In the description down below, if you scroll down, you'll be able to find something called a link to our Discord. If you click on that, then you'll be able to go and join that. It's completely free, West Ham Hammers Chat community. But more importantly, along the left-hand side, there's a bit down there called Stream Links. If you click on that, then you'll probably find what you're looking for. I can't tell you what you want. Other places, Footy Bars, Hesgoal, places you can look. But, hey, have a gander, have a look. Who knows? Mike, good to see you. Hope you're well. Also, Michael, what boy? What Michael Levy? If you didn't see Michael on tour, what were you doing? I never got around to it, and I feel ashamed. You know what I mean? I feel ashamed. All right, I had an important message. So, Rangers have the ball. They're currently passing it around at the back. I'm interested to see exactly what happens in the sort of Lanzini-Rice double pick. Good to see you, bro. Hope you well. Hope you good. Send a video to the brochure negotiations. He'd get it done. 25 million and an egg for his trying time. Listen. It would. Let's not act like it wouldn't happen. We've seen it in many. He just gets in there, starts blasting. And there'd be many a big play. No, not yet. I will soon. Oh, probably. I'm probably gonna have to very soon because it's so warm. Usually when it gets warm, I just get up and go and do it. But I flopped this time. I've just lived through the 2 hottest days our country has ever seen with the hottest hair. It's a problem. Would you uppercut Danny DeVito if I send you £20? Make it 25, and yeah, I would. Make it 25, and yeah, I would, PN. Preston North End, Jeff. Make it 25, and yeah, I would. I'm happy to be bought. Cyber, good to see you, bro. I hope you're well. I hope you're good. Hope you're having a grand old time and enjoying the match. Stream's good for me. Stream's good for me so far. Download. I'm also interested to see where the balance lays out. Ben Rama again starting. This is practically West Ham's first 11 on the pitch, you'd imagine. They're passing the ball around at the moment. Rangers just sort of in and around the halfway line. It's interested to see sort of again how that plays out with our first team. This is a challenge. This is a legit challenge. The thing is, with the heat, it's preseason. I am not expecting some sort of game where it's going to be flying left, right, and center. I'm not expecting something huge to happen here. Any stretch of the imagination. I think it will be a slow, lethargic game. But I'm interested to see if there will be a certain level of competency, given the fact it is our first 11. I mean, we need to, or pretty close to our first 11. Do you know what I mean? I would probably start Soufal over Ben Johnson. I would probably start Souček over Lanzini. Outside of that, you could make the argument this is our strongest first 11 possible. And so I would expect a certain level of competency, although, again, this is preseason, so it's all about getting that warm-up before Manchester City, because this is practically the team I would suspect would be lining up against Manchester City. Rangers trying to find their way in through the back, looking for that Kolak, their new striker. Couldn't quite find him there. Last-ditch sort of challenge coming in. Cresswell trying to come away with the ball down the left-hand side. Finds Mikel Antonio in a good position. I was always surprised he wasn't offside there. Lays it off to Ben Rama. I say lays it off. It was just a heavy touch. He pings it across nicely to Ben Johnson. Gets the control. Good opportunity to get a good cross in here from Johnson. He does. That's not bad either. Just over the top of Mikel Antonio, and it's going to be a foul against him for a free kick to Rangers inside their own half. But not bad. It was a good opportunity there. Ben Johnson took it down well on his chest. Ben Rama spreading the play across to him very nicely. And then it was a good opportunity for Ben Johnson just to chest it down and put it in. Wasn't the greatest cross you're ever going to see, but certainly puts it into a dangerous area. And if it was Antonio was slightly back or the ball was slightly lower, then that could have been a very good opportunity indeed. But as of such, it goes wanting. And Rangers take the goal kick, just passing it around, short play. Giovanni Van Bronckhorst's boys, which is one of those situations which I'm very excited for, as per usual. Just seeing a player from my childhood like that managing is always very exciting. Europe coming up. That's going to be fun. I'm having a grand old time. I hope you're well. It's Danny DeVito, mate. Danny DeVito. Flip it. Deckers. What are you doing? Come here, what are you doing? That's too much for a preseason friendly. Rangers passing the ball around on halfway line right now. You can't be doing that. Well, I haven't. It's just tied up because it's too flipping hot. I don't like it. But that's where we're at. Had a fight with Lawnmower. back with watch along. Jennifer, good to see you. I hope you won the fight. You know, one of those situations you should see the other gardening implement. Do you know what I mean? One of those situations. They have to take, when I get a haircut, I have to take a chainsaw to it, I have to proper go for it. Do you know what I mean? That's nice play by the Rangers down the line there. Number 18 tries to put the ball in, can't quite get any sort of in there. I think it was Camera maybe, but Kurt Zuma equal to it. It wasn't a great cross, if we're being honest about it. It was pretty crap. but the play to get there was nice. And one of those ones where if Kurt Zuma wasn't alert to it, then all of a sudden Rangers have a perfect opportunity inside the 6-yard box. But it doesn't go well for them regardless. But they do still retain possession and are passing it around about 40 yards outside 40 yards away from the goal or something. Just over the halfway line. Passing it around on this left-hand side, looking to attack down that side. Lundstrom plays it out now to Kent. There's a better cross from Rangers that time from the left-hand side, but Naif Aguerd equal to it. West Ham, just a big old clearance. Celtic last season, Rangers this one. Is Aberdeen next in line? Will Geo... I don't even know if Gio want to see that, to be fair, but it might be exciting for him. How would you rate Vlasic at West Ham? It's a good run down the line from Ryan Kent. Cuts inside, but Ben Johnson just covering him nicely. Ryan Kent goes down expecting potentially a foul, and the referee had nothing to say about it. It was a good opportunity. You know, yeah, I've seen the messages. Reese has also sent one talking about the freezing. There's nothing I can really do. The heat is the heat. It's not literally nothing I can do. We just are where we are. I'm not even got a slow internet right now. It's happening, unfortunately. See what we can do. Jeez, Kurt Zuma, Jesus Christ, playing terrifyingly there. Terrifyingly. Manages to keep it in, but played down the line. Declan Rice can't get it in there at all. Just trying, but not succeeding. Zini finds a good. Just playing it around calmly now. The counter-attacks from West Ham have been pretty good. They've been pretty lively trying to find the balls down the line, doing all right. But they've not really done much more than that. You know, when it's classic West Ham under David Moyes at the moment, where when we do have possession, we're sort of quite lethargic, not really knowing where we're going left and right with it, just passing around and hoping for a gap to materialize as opposed to actually using it. But the counterattacks have been pretty good. And you'd suspect, actually, to be fair, when we're in those sort of situations, that Lanzini playing deep would actually help, you know, being able to pass it around and keep control of the ball in a nice, progressive way. Because to be honest with you, that's kind of what he's there for. And it's not, I'm not saying it's going badly. It's just, it's very usual for us. But our counterattacks, it's a good ball again from Pablo Fornals. Man, Mikel Antonio's through. Hits it. Good save with the feet. Mikel Antonio's still fighting for it. And that's decent goalkeeping in the end. Just manages to palm it out McLaughlin. But that was a really good opportunity. Pablo Fornals, it just seemed to completely and utterly open up for him. The Rangers midfield and defense it was almost like they decided, yeah, man, you can just have a go if you want. Play through the middle, just slots it through. Mikel Antonio running practically one-on-one, and McLaughlin, the goalkeeper, comes out and just foot first manages to save that one, makes himself nice and big. Mikel Antonio, I'm not going to lie, maybe should have been a bit more clinical, a little bit closer, a little bit, I don't know, just something where it's like that one touch and it would happen. He's doesn't, again, I don't usually notice his passing. I know he's capable of it, but I don't usually notice it. But he's doing really well today with that sort of stuff. I don't know if that's something he's been told to by Moyes, but that's the sort of thing that's missing from his game. That will get him in the side more. You know what I mean? If he's able to pull that sort of stuff off more often, that range of passing, able to use that more often, he'll be able to get in the team more, to be honest. That's why Antonio shouldn't start on top. I love Antonio, but you can't have no strike. Yeah, it's incredibly frustrating, but it just is what it is. It just is what it is. I would hope so too, but at this point, I don't know what's going to happen. But I really hope he's not. I love him. I think it's a massive waste. If the money is right, then sure, anyone can leave if the money is right. But I can't think the money would be right for us. But we'll see. But then again, I don't really know what's going on, that sort of stuff. I don't really know what's going on. So. Move him. Just turn him away. Stop him. Oh, that's horrendous defended, but good. Comes back, and I tell you what, the tackle after was robust and very good. But just that little bit of lack of concentration, preseason friendly concentration from West Ham. Cresswell plays it into a Gerd whose touch is not good, and it allows Kolak to get in, trying to sneak in there. But a great recovery tackle, like absolutely brilliant recovery tackle. But there was a moment there. There was a moment where it could work out for him, but it doesn't quite. I'm watching it on the club website, Ginge. I'm watching it on the club website. But hey, if you're looking for a way to watch it, there are ways you can have a gander. People coming across and having drinks now because Guerd is down. Guerd is down after, again, the challenge. It was he went in on the challenge. Like I say, it was robust. It was a fairly robust challenge that he's gone for, and he's come out worse for wear. He's not enjoying it. Don't know. He's having a conversation with the physio. It doesn't look good. Yeah, there's just a little jolt, a little judder as he lands, and he's going to hobble off. Guerd is coming off. He is hobbling. I think his day might be done. I can't see him carrying on from this. I think his day might be done. Good to see you, Snazzy. Hope you're well, sir. Hope you're having a grand old time. Yeah, I think his day's done. He's being helped off by 2 physios at the moment. I don't know whether or not he'll be able to continue, but he's certainly not walking under his own strength, and he's practically putting no weight on his left ankle at all. When he goes in for the tackle, there's like a judder or a jolt. It's almost as if his foot gets caught or something. It does not look comfortable at all. And I saw it when he stood up. He instantly started hobbling, and I don't know. It's not good. It's not good. I can't see if anyone's. Don't know if anyone's warming up or anything. I can't see it. We do have Diop and Baptiste. No, Diop is coming on. Diop's coming on, yeah. Guerd is off. Diop is coming on. I was going to say, we do have Baptiste as well on the bench. I don't know if either of them are going to make their way on, but it is going to be Diop who comes on because Guerd is gone off injured. Sounds about right. Classic West Ham. There goes our best defender. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. What can you do? Yeah, just a lack of concentration all round. The pass back from Cresswell was needless and, to be honest, a bad idea. And then the touch from Guerd was awkward and stops him. I don't know, but that's not good. That didn't look comfortable at all. And I'm hoping, look, in a preseason friendly like this, those sort of things happen. You take them off instantly regardless, because it's just not worth keeping them on and causing a bigger and bigger issue. It's just genuinely not worth it in any way, shape or form, right? So hopefully it's just one of those things where it looks worse than it is, and down the line, later on today, tomorrow, whatever, we find out actually it's calm. He could play in the next preseason friendly or whatever. Or we find for at least the last one before Manchester City. We'll see. But it didn't look comfortable at all. He did not look comfortable at all, and he was putting zero weight on his foot. So, hey, if you want to see Diop go, that will probably stop it from happening for certain. And if you want to buy a striker, we'll probably end up buying another centre-back now. So get excited, everyone. Get excited. Terrible times. But yeah. We have terrible. It's weird. The rest of our team's been really good fitness-wise, and for some reason, our centre-backs have just the last season have just been. Don't, James. I'm still crying. Our last season has just been awful. It's just been awful. Because Dawson's injured at the moment. Obviously, Ogbona's coming back from his long term. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. We'll see. Look, it might be fine. We might all be panicking about it, and he might be completely fine. But he literally was not putting a single ounce of weight on that ankle. He was hobbling in the deepest way. He was being helped off by 2 people because he could not walk. So we see how it goes. But Rangers, who have probably been the better of the 2 sides here, Camera on the edge of the area, lays it off. Kent with the ball now, tries to sneak past 2, and he does. Managed to get past Bowen and Lanzini there. Well done. Number 31 tries to whip it in, and Zuma just gets it out. Zuma and Diop, maybe an interesting look. Cometh for the time, cometh for the man. Here comes Issa Diop. We've known he's capable of doing stuff. He hasn't shown it for about 4 years, bless him, but he's capable of being a good centre-back on his day. Be interested to see if he does manage it today, because flipping out, it would be useful. But still, I beg it's a sore ankle. Yeah, I know. I bet I am desperate for it to be. Willie, good to see you, sir. Hope you're well. Hope you're good. Corner comes in from Rangers, headed away eventually by, I think it was Kurt Zuma. Rangers maintain possession of the ball. They're trying to pass it around on this left-hand side. There's been a lot of play going down that left-hand side, which isn't a surprise because they have Ryan Kent there. So obviously they're going to want to play it down there. Bring back Font. I didn't want him to leave in the first place. Baller. Went on to win Ligue 1 with Lille, of course. Listen, Get him in. He might know Onana. Why not? Get him in. I would like him to stay as well. You know, I look. Listen, if he was going away, I would prefer it to be a sort of a loan or whatever, or a sale with a significant sell-on clause. But it would have to be for the right money. 20 mil was the right money. I'm not gonna lie, that was okay money for me. You know, thinking about it, but at this point, probably not. He's probably got to stay. Dabs, it looked bad. I can't lie, it looked bad. He wasn't as he was hobbling off. He was being carried by 2 physios, and as he was hobbling off, he literally couldn't put any weight on his left ankle at all. So it didn't look good. It didn't look good. The fact he couldn't walk did not look good. However, like I say, hey, maybe it's calm and it'll be fine. I don't know. I doubt it, but maybe it'll be fine. We'll find out over the coming hours and tomorrow. I'm sure David Moyes will be asked in the the post-match press conference and stuff. Fusion, you can watch it on the West Ham website. It is available for $7.99. You can also find it on places like Hezgol, Footy Pass, and more importantly, over on not Patreon, sorry, on our Discord. So have a gander there. They've been probably the better team, Rangers, so far. They've definitely had lion's share of possession, definitely been pushing harder. Our counterattacks have been good. This is what we would have done. I mean, let me put it this way. This is kind of how I would have expected it to play out if we'd ended up drawing them in the Europa League. I mean, they are certainly the team who are on top. Mr. Antonio does well to keep that ball and then inevitably loses it because he tries too much. I know, I'm shocked as well. But it's playing out exactly how I would have expected it to in those sort of situations. We're sort of seceding good ball in and cleared away from Kurt Zouma. We're seceding a lot of the possession. We're seceding a lot of the pitch. They are very much on top of us in and around our area most of the time, trying to find their way in, but not really succeeding with it. We're defending well. We've got good organization. They can get in and around the box, but there isn't a lot of space for them to do much of anything. And then we're hitting them on a counter-attack. And our counter-attacks today have been good. Ben Rama's showing good passing range, which is something I don't usually say of him. But he's showing good passing range. But our back passing as well, we're doing it again. It's just lackadaisical. What are we doing at the back today? We are just lackadaisical at the back. 6s and 7s. That's a really nice opportunity. Kolak almost gets in. Cresswell clears it away. We are very laissez-faire at the back. Very laissez-faire. It is not good at all. Mikel Antonio now looks down injured. I don't know if I don't think it's anything serious. Like he should get straight back up, but flipping heck, we are playing dangerous games at the back. It is already paid. It's already cost us. Given Mikel Antonio going down, holding the back of his head after John Sutter, is that his name? But yeah, dangerous passing at the back. Dangerous passing at the back. Do I? I heard he's great with his 117 subscribers. You know. Does he post? Oh, never. But you know. Let's go back in. Let's go again. DCC once more. Let's go. Let's roll. How much do you think Bowen is worth? That's a great question. Chat. How much do you think Bowen is worth? Give me a number, and if you were to put a price on how much you think Bowen would go for, that was a robust challenge, wasn't it? If you were to put a price on it, how much? My gut says 50 maybe. If he starts the season like he ended it, then higher. But at this point, 50? I don't know. Am I being harsh? Let me know, chat. What are you thinking? Camera tries to play it forward, but just bounces off Lanzini's ankle there. Nice quick switch up of play to the left-hand side, though. Kent with an awkward first touch, but has the ball under no pressure from Ben Johnson whatsoever. Puts it into a really dangerous area, but it's just a bit too far over. Whipped in, dipping. Ben Johnson nowhere close to Ryan Kent there, showing that sort of compactness that we always do. And he's giving Ryan Kent a lot of time and space. And that's kind of the plan. You give them the time and space in those areas to try and encourage crossing, because basically we can deal with that. That's the idea here. And so the ball comes across to Ryan Kent on the left-hand side there with all the time and space in the world. And he decides to try and whip it across. And to be fair, it wasn't bad. If someone was attacking the back post, then it would have been decent, but no one was there, thankfully. Jeffrey, good to see you, my friend. Hey, CW, if you could buy one player to add to Hammer's chat squad, who would you buy and how much Would you free from your coffers for them? For the Hammers chat squad? Oh, listen, if it's a football player and they're working for Hammers Chat, it has to be Ben Foster, and he would be available on a free transfer. But his vlogs, I tell you what, they bang sometimes. They bang a bit of the Cycling GK, good podcast. I'm telling you, he could add a bit of dynamism to the team, you know. I like him. I like it. It'd be Ben Foster, and he'd be on a free. Pay him 180 grand a week. Am I right, Jesse? I mean, listen, we'll see. Oh, Stu, my G, if you haven't subscribed to Disabled Team, by the way, get involved. Lee's channel, Stu, flipping Lee. We're talking Titchers on there sometimes. We're talking CD is on there sometimes. The big boy Kieran. You're talking some good, solid dons. Yeah. So you want to get on there and have a look at the Leeds content. They just uploaded a good fans perspective of the Leeds preseason friendly the other day against Aston Villa. So go and have a gander. Disabled Team. Good people, very good people. I hope you're well, Stu. I hope you're well. Bit of a cheat to Charge fans, yeah. It's yeah. I get it, but yeah. Like I said, I would have preferred it to be like if we charged for like ones like Boreham Wood, I would have preferred that and then just given the money to Boreham Wood. But you know, who got injured? It was Aguerd. However you want to pronounce that. I'm good in the moment. God, thank you. Although I'm like, no, that's fine. Thank you, though. My girlfriend's just offering me cold things because it's very warm. Too warm, if anything. 40 million, 70 million. Bowen, 60 million, I would say. Okay, 60 million. Sort of all around 65 for Vlasic. So what would Vlasic end up being in the end? Somewhere in the 25 region. So 100. 60k, 60 million, 65 million, 60 million, 50 million, 100 million, 40 max, 60, 78.1 million. In general, 60 million to us, 150 to 60. Trouble is how much for a like-for-like replacement. That's a good point. But I would argue we could probably get a replacement for cheaper than we could sell him for. But you'd have to be taking a punt. You'd have to be smart about it, which probably isn't us. But you're not wrong, Rex. You're not wrong. That's a good point. Because it's not like Rice. Like you can replace Rice for the money you'd get for Rice. But with Bowen, there's a lot less leeway in it. I think that's a great point, to be fair. Prices to us at the moment, you're not wrong. 75 million says Soham. Johnson tries to whip that ball in with his weak foot, just up and over the top of Mikel Antonio. It wasn't a bad idea. Control comes down on that right-hand side. It was in a good area to try and cross it in. It opens up for him on his weak foot. Good defending, showing him in that sort of direction, and he sort of just has to hit it is the way in. And it's not bad. It whips, it sort of bends and curves, but doesn't quite get well. 50 seems to be what people would pay, but we'd probably only listen to 60 plus. Yeah, I don't disagree. 70 million, 50 million for Bowen, which is interesting from Lee because Lee's obviously an opposition fan, so it's a bit of a different perspective there because it's different what we would say and different what opposition fans would say. So 50 million is not bad. That's what I'm saying. Ben Foster is a great shout. Thank you very much. Trevor Sinclair, go for Trev. Listen, I love Trev, and he's great. He's great talking as well. So get him in. Get who's on TalkSport who causes the most bother. Get them in. Because that's the whole point of it, right? Just to get clicks from people being bothered. You know what I mean? Bowen, 3.5 Hugels. So priceless times 3.5, whatever 3.5 times infinity is. Listen, flipping scored against Marseille, didn't he? Twice. So who's the best now? Jarrett Bowen. This is a really good opportunity down the right-hand side. Just doesn't get the opportunity to ping it in. This was a really nice chance. There's one of those ones where we may be taking one too many touches, although the space never really opened up for him. He got into a good area down the right-hand side. It's played down the line. Pablo Fornal's down on the floor. Pablo Fornal's down, yeah. And he ends up just trying to take a touch. He can't quite get past the Rangers defender, who does well to keep up with him. And so he ends up just trying to hit it with his weak foot in, and he wins a corner from it. So we'll take that. We'll take it, to be fair. Going to be whipped in now by Jarrett Bowen from the corner from the right-hand side, but well collected from Nagoklan that time. He's not looked massively comfortable today, but that one was a decent collection. Bassi is not playing today. I just saw someone who mentioned it. Where is it? There you go. Colm. No, Bassi is not playing because, as James said, he's off to Ajax. He's off to Ajax. Nice for some. Simon Jordan annoys folks. He could have a right. That's what I'm saying. Get someone like Jordan in. What we would bang on social media. That's literally the entire business model. So why not? Why not? Rangers passing it around on the halfway line. Completely camped in our half once more. It's been very much the story of the half. But yeah, that's the business model, right? You get someone like Simon Jordan to run their mouth saying some stuff, you know, that's going to rile people up. He doesn't have to. He's not trying to rile people up. That's just his opinions, but he says it in such an aggressive manner, in such a matter-of-fact manner that it riles people up. And then, you know, you put that clip out on social media, people retweet it, telling them how wrong he is. It's a beautiful thing. I'm telling you that now. We'd probably be bigger if we did it. We'd probably be bigger if we did it. You know? This is a good opportunity for Rangers. Lundstrom maybe could have gone for the shot there. It would have to been a right howitzer from that sort of range to really trouble the goalkeeper. He was about 25, 30 yards away from goal when he picked up the ball, striding, took 2 touches. Could have gone for the Thomas Hitzelsberger special, but instead tried to play through the made the wrong choice and tried to play through the striker. Camera finds a bit of space, plays it in. Awkwardly got away from West Ham, but Lanzini's clearance was solid, and West Ham are unbelievably camped inside our own half to the point where when Lanzini booted it clear, and he cleared it with aplomb, did Manu there. It landed sort of in and about the halfway line centre circle, Rangers side of it at least, and there wasn't even a West Ham player on the screen, let alone near the ball. The goalkeeper just walked out and collected it. It shows you just how deep we are. Nodded away that time from Kurt Zuma. Rangers just waiting, just hoping for a bit of space to open up, and it's not. The defending from West Ham's good. This is the thing. It's one of those situations where Rangers are having the lion's share of possession and are in good places with it, but they're not able to find that sort of final pass because West Ham's defending is just good. Jared Bowen again, they're just working hard on us, Rangers. They're just working hard. There's no real two ways about it. They are just working hard on us. But it could be so much easier. It could be so much better from West Ham, but it just is the way it is at this point. You know, we just sit deep, we hold it, and then they try to ping it in, and realistically we're like, cool, okay, and then nod it away again, you know, and go again. And the counterattacks, although they were pretty good in the first half hour, 25 minutes or so, they have sort of died down now. Although this is a good one, Antonio with the ball inside the box on the edge, he's offside. It could be so much more. You know, we were trying it, but it's not really happened today, or at least in the last 15 minutes or so. Like I said, the opening part of time we were counter-attacking pretty well, pretty efficiently. Lots of nice passing, finding those final men. Antonio with the best opportunity of the game again. Such a good opportunity, Mikel Antonio, through one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He really should have finished it. And outside of that, you're not really finding much else. Remember to like and subscribe. Thank you very much, Leo. Still warming up preseason. I keep forgetting to say these things. Remember to like and subscribe. We try to get a goal every day. Let's get 200 first. Do you know what I mean? As James says, if we get 200 likes, West Ham will score. It's a fact. That's how it works. You know what I mean? Get involved. If you haven't already, subscribe. Remember, because we're the only West Ham channel who last season did a match watch along for every single game. One of them was very close. If the regulars will know that game. One of them was a total was a thing. But we were the only ones. All right. So if you want to get involved, or you enjoy it, if you're looking for ways to watch the match and ways to keep up, make sure to subscribe, like the video, and hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on any future ones. We're going to be doing watch-alongs for every single preseason game that is available, apart from the last one on the 30th, because I will be away that day. So I will not be around that day to do the watch-along. Geo Gonzo might do it. I doubt it highly. But apart from that, once the season starts, Manchester City, Europa Conference League games, if you are looking for this type of thing, a watch along, there is one place you are guaranteed 100% certain to get it, bang, here. Because we will be here every single game without fail. Because we were last season. So get involved. Get involved, ladies and gentlemen. And like the video while you're here. Big likes. We've got no goals takers again. It's a warm-up type thing. But listen, likes do help massively. We're at 196 right now, so anything anything above that would be incredibly useful. Anything above that would be incredibly useful. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think we do. I believe we have some in the. I believe we have some in the fridge. I'd have to double check. Listen, if at some point the bell gets called, then if the bell gets called, then we'll go to it, and then I'll go and see if there is one around. In fact, at half time, when I run to the toilet, I'll have a little gander and tell you if there's any. But very jealous, Trojan. Very jealous. Not gonna lie, incredibly jealous. I'd rather watch Ronda Rousey. She's decent, to be fair to her. She picked it up pretty flipping quickly. Her matches have gone slightly downhill in her second stint, but her first stint was pretty up there for celebrities as well. You're talking some of the very best. That mixed tag match with Angle and Triple H and Steph at Mania, it's good. It's good, West Ham just hooking it clear. Mikel Antonio is on the ball in a decent position down the right-hand side, takes on the Rangers defender, manages to get the ball in, he battles for it long and hard there. He just keeps going, trying to find that ball into the box. The problem is when he's there, there's just not the numbers in the centre, and his ball in was just sort of... Oh, Declan Rice, that's a definite free kick. If that's not a card, then I don't know what is. Nice. Yeah, it's a yellow card. It was about as easy a yellow card as you're going to see there. Ryan Kent on the ball, Rangers on the breakaway, dangerous. That was a professional foul. If this was a competitive match, you'd be like, yeah, that's the right thing to do. He's taken him down there. He's taken one for the team. There was no way he was ever getting there. I don't know whether he thought he actually was or whether he was just like, screw it, I'm just going to try, and if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. But yeah. An easy and obvious yellow card as you're ever going to see. Rangers with the possession again. Geo will be with us very soon to talk us through this. I'll be interested to hear what his opinions are. But for me, I'm looking at it so far, and I'm saying, look, Rangers have been the better team. They've been the most strong. They've been the stronger team. Some very laissez-faire, lackadaisical defending, or at least passing around in the defensive area from West Ham has given them more chances than they should have, their best chances. Because realistically, outside of that, they've not really created anything killer. The best chance fell to Mikel Antonio. Oh, it's really nice done by Said Benrahma, teaming up with Pablo Fornals brilliantly. He's got Declan Rice on the overlap. He tries to find him with a little Cruyff turn, dinks it across. That's a really nice ball. Mikel Antonio can't quite get his head on it. Lands to Jared Bowen, still inside the area, plays it back to Said Benrahma. The tempo's slowing down a little bit here as Rangers have everyone back. Nice 1-2 opportunity potentially down the line to Said Benrahma. Hits it, deflects. It's going to be a corner. It's going to be a corner. It was a nice opportunity there. All of a sudden opened up. Really nice flip from Said Benrahma on the left-hand side. Little back heel flick into the path of Pablo Fornals, who completely on the same wavelength, just went flying down the wing. Then you had Declan Rice on the overlap, hits him. He can't quite get it. Pings across. Lots of just slightly little bit, just 1 inch away from being a perfect killer pass, perfect killer opportunity. No bad passing in there, but just not quite at that moment where you're like, there's the opportunity. And it ends up going out for a corner, which Jared Bowen takes it from the right-hand side all the way across the opposite side. Oh, I think it was Aaron Cresswell hit it. There was bounces off something there. Maybe a hint of a handball, potentially. I don't know. Referee seems completely unmoved or unfazed by it, but there we go. And there is halftime. Halftime, 0-0. Not many killer chances in the game. A long half from West Ham in a lot of ways. In the opening stages of it, in the early doors, it was nice. We were playing some nice counter-attacking football, successful counter-attacking football. But as the half went on, the success of that counter-attack sort of waned a little bit. It did sort of wane a little bit and wasn't quite flying in the same way. It wasn't quite flying in the same way. The passes were a little bit further afield. The chances were harder to come by, and Rangers spent most of it just camped inside our half waiting for that final pass to happen. But, you know, look, it was what it was. It's a preseason friend. That's the sort of vibe you get. It played out exactly how I would expect this game to have played out if we drew each other in the Europa League. We're very much playing our game. And on a different day, Mikel Antonio smashes that one in. Don't know when that day is going to happen again. Mind, because Jesus Christ, it's not happened for a while now. Mikel Antonio putting that sort of opportunity in, but there we go. Geo, how are you?
Warm.
I know, right? I know. It's not the most enjoyable temperature I've ever experienced in my life, but there we go. What's your take on it? I'm interested.
It's a bit boring game, isn't it? I mean, it's been okay. It's been all right. It's going to slow down quite a lot, friendlies anyway, without the added heat and stuff. And it is what it is. It's enjoyable enough.
Yeah, I felt like I felt like if I was to look at it like a competitive match, which we'll do for the sake of argument for a minute, I felt like in the sort of the opening 20-25 minutes were better for us. I felt like our counter-attack was working then. I felt like we were more successful with it. I was impressed. One thing I wanted to ask you about, because I usually don't notice Ben Rama's passing range that much. Usually when Ben Rama's on the pitch, he picks up the ball and he's going straight for goal, which, you know, whatever is fine if you're that kind of guy. You know, Mara Zarai, shout out. You know, what a guy. But, you know, it's usually a thing. He showed some like little range of passing there in the first half where he was attempting those cross-field passes. And it was that kind of stuff that was coming off in the first while. Whereas since then, we sort of reverted back. And, you know, that's not unexpected. We're West Ham under David Moyes. That's how we play. We are going to play on the counter-attack. But it felt like it was more a case of Rangers trying to see if there was any space. And the answer for 45 minutes being like, there's no space. No. Apart from when we decide to do some kamikaze passing at the back.
Yeah, I think Ben Rama looked relatively bright in the first half. That cross was delicious, really. It was,
yeah.
The most frustrating thing about pre-season for me is the lack of like camera angle coverage. It's like, that was a good cross. Like, oh, can't wait to see this replay from behind the goal. It's like, oh, there isn't one, is there? I forgot about that. Because it looked like a really good one, but you don't really know, do you? But yeah, I think he's looked okay, quite promising. I think all our players are attacking three of Bowen, Fornals and Ben Rama have all had their moments where they look quite dangerous. But they've also, Ben Rama and Fornals especially, have also had their moments where they remind you why they frustrated you towards the end of last season, probably. But it is what it is.
The last thing I'll say before I go to toilet. What's your initial? To me, it looked to me. I noticed him hobbling straight after, and the thing that worried me even less so than the fact he couldn't walk off under his own weight was when he was down and the physio was talking to him. There was a moment where he just sort of went, and I was like, that's concerning.
It's not good, is it? There's not much problem. Usually, it's like, do you know if he did walk off the pitch? Well, he's walked off just precaution. But like you said, there's 3 or 4 signs in there that says this isn't good, really. I mean, he doesn't even notice it, does he? He makes a tackle, gets up and goes to jog off, and then sits down again. And then as soon as the physio is on, he's basically said to physio, "I'm not getting up. You know, I'm not playing. I can't play on." The physio didn't take very long with him, and then he couldn't put his weight on it, and then. It might just be the way his sock is and stuff, but his left ankle looked hella big compared to his right ankle as he departed the pitch, and he's also had problems with that ankle in the past when he was at Rennes. So there's a lot of signs that suggest it's a bit worrying, actually. I'm trying to sort of be calm and wait for official word after the game kind of thing, but it's difficult, isn't it? Because West Hamitis creeps in. And you think, oh, right, that's a £25 million centre-back stuffed. He's out for a few weeks. Can't sell Diop now. So that £20 million that might have got added to the kit is gone as well. So, but it's not good. It's not a good thing at all. There's no way it can be dressed up as anything positive.
I'm the one thing I can say is I really hope it's like it's one of those, because obviously in a preseason game, if you're even remotely close to getting a knock, you're just like, right, come off. There's no point playing through it. It's just no point. I hope to God that when they got him up to carry him, they were like, "Do not put any pressure on this. We're gonna protect it just in case." But at the same time,
it's going to be nervous, regardless of what happens in the second half. Assuming there's no more injuries and stuff, there's going to be a nervous wait for West Ham fans later on this evening to hear from the manager, and then tomorrow to find out the extent of the injury because. He's our major summer signing at the end of the day, isn't he? The other two, one of them's keeping Ariola, and the other one's, a £10 million signing from the Championship. This is our main signing thus far, and he's looked quite good. That moment where he got injured, he did poor and exceptional all in one move. He takes his eye off the ball, lets it run through, but the recovery was incredible. I mean, he's the other side of the Rangers striker and gets round him and back and such a clean challenge. Wow, what a tackle. And then he's carried off the pitch.
That tackle, it really was just like bang, I'm taking this away. And there was another one where the ball got played through. It wasn't in some incredible challenge, but he just made it look incredibly easy. The ball came down our left, their right hand side behind Cresswell, and he just came across and covered it as if it was nothing. And it was one of those ones where I used to be a little bit concerned. I was like, oh, where it is. Anyway, I'll leave you to it. I shall be back in a moment with more water because it's warm.
Yes, cheers, Charlie. Right, let's see what you're saying in the live chat. No Aguerd injury talk. I know there's a lot of people making predictions. We all are, but we don't know. We can't see. We're gonna have to wait to see what the official word is tomorrow, probably, and see what they're saying. Oh, what Antonio, man, come on, you got to get that. Go get that ball in the back of the net eventually, haven't you? Really good ball by Fornals to put Antonio through. His first touch was slightly heavy. But I have to say, I think he's looking quite good, Antonio, tonight. Bar that one-on-one. I think the rest of his play is really good. He's down the left-hand side early on in the game. I thought he was looking quite busy. Nice play there at the end of the half when he gave it to Saïd Benrahma. Nice little play by Jadbo and Mikel Antonio there. So I think he's looking... This is the best we've seen him so far in pre-season, but Mikel can just stick it in the back of the net. Thank you very much. Right, let's have a little look. Ian saying we should re-sign Diop. Ogbonna's likely done. Dawson's likely done. Have too many years left. It's hard to find a decent replacement for the fee we would receive. I mean, we might not have an option with this Aguerd thing. And then there's obviously like a question mark as to what's happening with Craig Dawson. This is now the third friendly he's missed, and obviously Ogbonna's not on the bench tonight, so he's been managed very, very carefully as well. So suddenly we've gone from 5 senior centre backs to 2 in Zoom and Diop. They're dropping pretty badly. Jan Uzai, I don't know. I think that's past now. The rumour was around a little while, but I think that ship sails, surely. He did turn down a big money move to the east somewhere, but we'll see. Charles said he made a recovery tackle after poor touch. Yeah, like I said, Aguerd, when he got injured, he was bad and exceptional at the same time. Peter, how serious is Dawson's injury? We don't know. We got told it was a little knock, but that was when he missed the games last Tuesday. So he missed them games last Tuesday against Ipswich and Bournemouth and got that's just a little knock. Wasn't at Reading, not here again tonight. So hopefully we'll see him on Saturday as we take on Luton. Christopher, Antonio is one of those players who make defenses nervous even when they're not doing well. I think he is doing well tonight. He just kind of smacked into the back of the net. That's what Sean's saying. We need a striker who can put it into the back of the net. We're making the chances. I think we'll score tonight. I know it's only a friendly, but I do think we'll get the thing. Right, let's have a little look at what you're all saying. Gary's pissed off about the Aguerd injury. It's a little bit... Gary hoping he's shaking his head with disappointment in himself for causing him to have to go off, not the fact his injury was bad. I mean, it is tough, isn't it? Because... £25 million centre back going off, and we don't know how bad it's going to be. James, you're correct. His last 2 injuries have been ankle injuries, and it's been that left ankle as well. So I think that's what's making me a little bit more worried than I perhaps would be. And Jimmy, she's talking about the game. Thank you, Jimmy. Ben Johnson had a tough job against Kent. Good player with a player of his pace. He got Declan Rice booked in a friendly, by the way. Who does that? I mean, I can't remember who it was. I fouled Pablo Fernandez. That was a booking all day long if you're going to play it like that. But I guess the referee kind of had to book Declan Rice because it was a bit of a naughty tackle, wasn't it? Or a naughty foul, really. Huge says that he was very disappointed with Ben Johnson last season. Today's first half, he just doesn't have the confidence going forward. And then Richie saying his pass has been better. He did take that heavy touch, didn't he, though? We had that break. Ben Rama sprayed it out to Ben Johnson, and the first touch was just a little bit too heavy. He ended up going out for a goal kick in the end, but the tackle came in from Barisic and rebounded off and went out for a goal kick. But it's just those little instances, you're like, need to be sharper, because Sufal would have probably done better with that opportunity. Nick, can't Johnson play centre-back if need be? But yeah, that's very true. Then we've got Sufal. Yeah, he can do. We've seen him in a back three at centre-back, and he was fine, so perhaps we'll have to play him centre-back. Gary says that we've got bad injuries at centre-half, not looking good. Chris is asking the latest with Broya. It's been 2 weeks, went to advanced talks. I don't know, it's sort of slowed down a little bit in the last 24 hours, Chris, and then Tuchel has said in the last few hours that he doesn't think Broya is going anywhere in the summer transfer window, but we'll have to wait and see. It's what I would expect him. It's what I would expect him to say anyway.
Yeah, that's my opinion on it. I saw someone asking in the chat before, and that's exactly the same as I would say. What else is he going to say? You know, because if he goes, yeah, we're trying to sell him, then all of a sudden, if it doesn't happen, which with West Ham is not 0% chance. Then all of a sudden he's got a disgruntled player in his hands. He just has to go, look, we love him. We think he's great. We'd rather him to stay. Done. Next question, you know?
Chelsea lose any position of power if the manager admits that they're looking to sell him. The manager has to take this stance in order. At the end of the day, the people above him are playing hardball, West Ham, trying to get a good deal for the club. The manager has to toe the party line and say that. It's a bit like David Moyes. If David Moyes got asked about Issa Diop tonight, I mean, Grant, let's forget the Guard injury for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
David Moyes would very much say Issa Diop's a really good player and he's part of his plans going into next season. Yeah. In the back of his head, he's thinking, I hope someone bids 20 million for him so I can flog him. But he's never going to say that, is he? So you can take it with a pinch of salt, I think. But
well, before you go, what are your positives from that half? I look at it, and I agree. Like, it sort of is what it is, kind of half. But I think there's some positives to take out of it. I can't lie. Yeah,
I think so. I think Bowen's looking really sharp. I think Antonio's movement's really good up front. It's the best we've seen him play this pre-season. I think missed his one-on-one, which was frustrating, but his general play has been really good. Looks quite sharp. Yep. I think really good pass from Fernandez put Antonio through a goal as well. Ben Rama's looking bright in moments. Lanzini, wouldn't mind seeing a bit more of him. Defensively,
I think he's in an awkward position.
Yeah, I think this is his third or fourth game now playing centre midfield in pre-season, and he's not really. He impressed me against Servette in the first half. I thought he looked the best player on the pitch, but after that, I've not really been impressed by him in this role. It's a bit of a tricky one. I expect him to do the passes that Fernandez did to put Antonio through, and he's not really doing them. So wouldn't mind a bit more, but I wouldn't mind seeing Sufal on. I wouldn't mind getting him on at right back because I think he looked quite sharp against Reading on Saturday. And I wouldn't mind Vlasic coming on and getting at least half an hour under his belt, and let's have a little look at him and see what he can do. There's going to be goals in this game, probably at least a goal each for both teams as well. So I'm hoping for a bit of an entertaining second half, Charlie.
Same. Well, I'll let you get off as Rangers have just walked out. No West Ham yet, but enjoy yourself, Geo. He will, of course, be back at full time for the review. So make sure to come back then. If you had any thoughts of disappearing, then hang around because there will be a full match review straight after this. Geo getting involved, talking through everything that happens in this second half, and I'm sure the likes of the Aguerd situation and anything else in the second half will come up. But West Ham are coming back out now. I'll let you know of any changes as and when I can figure out what the heck they are. We met in the last preseason friendly. There was a good 5-minute period where I had zero idea of what was going on. But Mikel Antonio's walking out. So I can at least tell you that much. He's still on. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already, ladies and gentlemen, because we're the only West Ham channel who did a watch along every single match day last season. Every single one. Not a single other channel did that. Okay, and it's only possible because of the support and the people you getting involved. It is a group effort. It's something we all do together. It's not my watch along. I do this by myself because it's possible because of you lot. So if you haven't already, subscribe and hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on future ones, because it's super useful if you're here. And of course, like the video while you're here. A whole bunch of you did after we mentioned it. By the way, we're at 233 likes, which for a preseason friendly is a lot, a lot. Considering last season we were saying 300-ish. Sort of in that range was the target every day. To be close to that for a preseason friendly is bananas. It's absolutely bananas. But yeah, here we go. We have kicked it off. It is 30 seconds in. It's a throw into West Ham down the right-hand side. Hoping for a slightly better performance in the second half, but not by much. I think there were some good things. There were certainly some good signs in that first half. Probably maybe a little bit of sharpness in and around the defense with the passing, but apart from that, I think there's something to be said. And counter-attacking wise, we've certainly made them panic. And like I said, on a different day, Mikel Antonio powers that shot straight into the net. So we'll see how it goes. Lawrence is on for Rangers. Tom Lawrence, I believe that is, formerly of Leicester and Manchester United. I think that's the same Lawrence. It looks like him anyway. I think a couple of Rangers made 3 substitutions, apparently. I think one of them's their centre-back. I assume Lawrence has come on the wing. I don't know who else. We'll see. Bowen looks sharp. Zuma okay. Ben Rama's on the pitch. I think Ben Rama's been good today, Gary. I can't lie to you. I think he's been one of the better players. But I don't disagree. I think everything else you've said, I would agree with as well, to be fair. The thing is, this is what I would say he usually is instinctive. I would say usually he is all instinct. And I think the longer he has to think, the less likely it is to go in. And that was a great instinctive opportunity. He just didn't take it, which is frustrating, but it is what it is. It is what it is. It's preseason. I'd rather him warm up by flopping them now than in the future, Rangers with the ball is pretty much exactly how it ended in that first half. Rangers passing it around currently. West Ham daring to press a little bit more. Interestingly, formationally right now, Mikel Antonio is wide out on the right-hand side. I assume it's just a covering measure and he'll revert back to his centre role. But he was wide out at that moment. And Pablo Fornals was almost the most central player with Jared Bowen and Mikel Antonio on the right-hand side. Maybe this is a pressing idea. Maybe that's something we want to be doing because he's still out there. There was an opportunity to switch back, but he hasn't done it. Rangers still passing it around. And we could have at some point during this switched sides again, but we haven't. Rangers working their way down the right-hand side. That's a nice pass by Tavernier. Goes right in around the back. Matondo puts it in. 1-0 Rangers. Well worked. And it's Tom Lawrence who gets the goal. The person who came on at halftime as a sub. Tom Lawrence gets the goal. Matondo with the assist. The ball down the line from Tavernier was really nice. One of those ones where it just looks ever so just perfectly placed. Couldn't quite get there. I think it was Aaron Cresswell trying to cover it. Couldn't quite get there. And Matondo then just slots it across. That pullback, which has always been a problem for us. Yeah, it was Aaron Cresswell, the slide time. Couldn't quite get there. Matondo, the pullback, which has always been an issue for us. There is never not a time where if you do a pullback against West Ham, you will not score because it just happens every single time. And it's Tom Lawrence with it. All down the line from Tavernier. To be fair, look, Cresswell's going to get a lot of criticism after that, but let's be honest about it. The ball down the line from Tavernier was inch perfect, and Matondo in around the back. Cresswell's doing everything he can at that point, because we could talk about his positioning potentially, but let's be real. He's doing literally everything he can physically to try and get that ball once the ball is played. He's dived out, trying to stop it, hooking it with his leg, trying to, but it's just it is a very good pass by Tavernier. And it's 1-0. Good pullback from Matondo and easy as you like from Lawrence, who just passes it in. Pullbacks, man. Pullbacks forever terribly frightening for us. Rangers playing horrendously dangerous football here at the back, just passing it around like we were doing in the first half. They've got no idea of what to do right now. They've managed to find a little bit of space there. West Ham still continuing to press. Lundstrom getting involved, and West Ham maybe overcommitted with the press a little bit here, and now Rangers can counterattack, and there's a lot of space. West Ham have all 4 back, but Tavernier is charging forward, finds a good space into Tom Lawrence, who's already scored, just lays it off to Kent. 2. an absolutely lightning counter attack from Rangers. West Ham, they played with some dangerous passing around the back from Rangers, and West Ham overcommit with the press, trying to make it happen. I said it literally as it happened. I said potentially overcommitting here, and then Rangers just absolutely, they found the space finally. 2 times they've probably found space twice in this game, and they've scored both times. Tavernier charging down the right hand side, all kinds of space, pulls it back across to Tom Lawrence, who maybe could have had the opportunity to shoot there, maybe temptation to as well, but instead just lays it off to Ryan Kent, who has space, charging onto it. Nice little play off into his path, hits it first time, nice, solidly in the goal. 2-0 happened instantaneously. That's what happens. Rangers are a good side. We can't act like they're not, and that is a good finish as well. Straight past Fabianski, just pure power. No real placement, just a big old thunderous hit, and it's 2-0. Two times we've left a little bit of space there, and 2 times they've absolutely damaged us from it. It is what it is. James Tavernier flying down that right hand side after just to complete an over commitment there from West Ham, and this is why they got to the Europa League final. They are a good side. It is what it is. I'm seeing a lot of Cresswell chat. Right now. It was a good goal. It was a good goal, Troy. I agree. But a lot of it. There you go. 2 goals in almost as many minutes. You don't love to see it. But I'm not going to lie, that was relatively shambolic from West Ham 2 times in a row there. I don't blame them for the overcommit on the press. Potentially, Rangers were passing it around with what felt like reckless abandon. Like our dodgy passing in the defensive area in the first half was, if anything, it was less. If anything, it was less because of Rangers. It wasn't as bad as what Rangers were doing there, is what I'm trying to say. Rangers, we were sort of like, it was one pass, it was lackadaisical, and they would pounce on it instantaneously with one person, but they just carried on doing it, and their passing was almost suicidal. Like, some of the passing they were doing was deliberately dodgy and difficult to deal with, and yet, they managed to pass their way out of space. Giovanni Van Kroenkel's side managed to pass their way out of space, and all of a sudden, when it came down to it, they didn't need. We had the numbers advantage defensively, but they don't need it, They just a couple of passes, bish, bash, bosh, and it's done. That's why we usually sit so deep. That's why we usually defend how we defend, because in those kind of situations against teams as good as Rangers, they can punish you for that. And that's exactly what they did. 2 good goals in very quick succession. Who did the halftime team talk? Avram Grant? Listen, I've never heard that man be inspiring in my life, but who knows? Yeah, I wouldn't blame him for the second either. And I don't know, I'd have to look at the first again to see his positioning. I can't blame him for anything past the positioning. He tried Declan Rice, I'm not going to lie, taking way too long on the ball there. But he wins a free kick regardless. But yeah, I'd have to look at the positioning for the first one. The slide thing, he tries to stop it. He does everything he can. But I would have to watch the replay, because I want to know exactly where he starts, and if he's in an awkward position. Cyber Rama trying a little something there, can't quite make it work. Rangers come away with the ball. The defending is a little bit all over the shop right now. Declan Rice midfield wise, the positioning is just a little bit wild. Declan Rice holding out his hands there. And that's another good pull back, and a Kamara with an opportunity again for Rangers. Almost made it 3. The pullbacks, man. I'm telling you, if you just pull it back along the floor against us, we do not know how to deal with it. We've never known how to deal with it. We've never been able to deal with it under David Moyes. It's just not something we can do. And yet again, they play the ball nicely down that left-hand side. Their left-hand side is pulled back, and he just leans back as he hits it, and it goes flying over. But yeah, some subs needed for West Ham in general. If we're looking at his competitive, Antonio in a really good position, ball over the top, he's called offside. If we're looking at this in a competitive sense, then there definitely needs to be some substitutions right now, this second. You're looking at certainly a change in midfield. There was a moment there where they were coming forward again, Rangers, and Declan Rice was just holding out his hands as if to ask, where are you, everyone? And we are going to see him. We're seeing Thomas Souček coming on alongside Nikola Vlasic and Vladimir Sofal. Flynn Downs is always also coming on. So Cyberarmor, first person to come off. Let's have a look at what substitutions are actually happening here. If you notice it, let me know. Manuel Lanzini coming off. On comes Downs as well. Be interested to see if Rice stays on and keeps it as a 4-3-3. No, Rice has come off as well. So we're keeping formation. It seems to be a 4-2-3-1 still, unless something has happened defensively. But Declan Rice has gone straight down the tunnel. I don't know whether he's injured or what. He's gone straight down the tunnel there. I don't know. I don't like the idea of not holding mid for us. I think it will cost us. Pardon me. I think it will cost us all so he can develop attacking attributes. Just F off to Chelsea next year. And it's a very strong stance you've taken there. I agree with you in terms of I prefer him sitting. I've said that very publicly. I prefer Declan Rice as a sitting defensive midfielder. I think that's the key to a lot of us. But he wants to go forward, and apparently we should just do everything to keep him happy. But I disagree with that. I wouldn't say F off to Chelsea. I would prefer to keep him. But you know, I also don't think we'll get as much money for him as everyone else says. So that's probably if someone came along and said, "Here's 150 million for Declan Rice," then bye-bye, enjoy the rest of your career. But bless me, flipping it. Then it's very much thank you for the memories type thing. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out exactly who's come off. So we do have a double pivot, it seems, of Flynn and Souček, which might be a decent way to work forward. To be fair, it does seem like Ben Johnson's come off for Sofao as well, or Jared Bowen always making something happen brilliantly. I couldn't quite manage it. And I think it's Lanzini who's come off of Vlasic. So if I think I figured this out correctly, it's Fabianski in goal. From right to left, we have Sofao, Zuma, Diop, and Cresswell. We then have a double pivot of Souček and Flynn Downs. Then from right to left again, across the three behind the striker, I believe it's Jared Bowen, Nikola Vlasic, Pablo Fornals with Mikel Antonio up front. I believe. Rangers finding more space again. Matondo out wide to Tavernier. This is dangerous. Pull back again. They've clearly figured out the pullback technique, and it's hit, and it is 3. It is 3. It's Matondo who scores. Almost. It felt like such a horrendous mismatch. That really did feel like such a complete and utter mismatch. Matondo, he has almost, it feels like time almost stops for him in the area. The ball comes across again. Rangers have figured out, just pull back the ball because we can't deal with that. And that's exactly what they've done again. Matondo plays it down the line to Tavernier, who takes a touch, then just pulls it back yet again. And Tom Lawrence controls it. I don't know if he's trying to pass it or whether it's just an iffy bit of control. Either way, it ends up in the feet of Matondo in the area, who has the time to control it with the turn and then just absolutely pelt it in. Cresswell can't get close to him. Flynn Downs can't get close to him. It's easy as you like. It's 3. And I'm going to make a bold prediction and say that's not going to end there. Because right now, we are being completely and utterly overrun. Fair, Iron. That makes more sense. I mean, just effort to Chelsea next year. I'm not saying I want him to. That's very fair. So here for one more year, I want him to be useful. I agree. Fair enough. It is a good learning curve. It's a good learning curve for a lot of people on the pitch. But yeah, 3-0 at this point is... It's rough. It's pre-season. It's weird how, if you'd ask people before today, with the transfers, everything seems to be going well. We're flying. Everything's going grand. I feel like after today's match, it might be a little bit of a different vibe given this and the Lingard and the Brozier stuff. Never a boring day supporting West Ham, is it? Never a boring day. West Ham committing to the press again here, and this time not overcommitting, but they've worked it out really well, Rangers, and Flynn Downs comes across and just stops that from going any further forward. It's good defending. Good defensive recovering there. They committed to the press there that time again, but instead of for the first goal where it was the most overcommitment you've ever seen in your life, certainly a decent work there. Fashion Junior coming on for Rangers for their new boy Kolak, or whatever his name was up front. I think it's Kolak, his name. Yeah, it was Kolak. Fashion Junior is coming on for Rangers. What a name! What a name! Decent haircut as well. Again, that's a nice ball down the line to have in there. Pull back again. Rangers have just decided, right, pullbacks only now. We just keep going in quickly, in behind, pull back, in behind, pull back, in behind, pull back. And I tell you what, it's causing us massive, massive problems. Tom Lawrence trying a little bit too much there. And Issa Diop just says no. Says no. Yeah, there we go. Confirmation. Antonio Kolak coming off for Fashion Sakala, Fashion Junior. Listen, Mulch, we always are, man. We always are. What a guy. What a man. He's out here beating European competition. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's kind of my stance about it. It's annoying to watch. I'm not enjoying watching it. But I'll sleep soundly tonight. But I'm not enjoying watching it. It's showing a lot of defensive frailties right now. A lot of defensive frailties. My bigger problem here is Moyes is probably going to be watching this and thinking, we need some defensive reinforcements, which is we need forward. We need a striker. But, you know, I suspect we'll be seeing. Listen, all I'm saying is if tomorrow we get linked with Coletta Carr again, if an X update goes out tomorrow that says West Ham are interested in Coletta Carr, you know what happened? That's a great opportunity for Mikel Antonio. Being pressed and defended against completely off balance, takes a hit at it when last real possible opportunity he had and can't quite get it. Pablo Fornals puts it into such a nice position, such a good ball into the box from Pablo Fornals. And Mikel Antonio does well with the first touch a little bit. It would have taken a lot and a lot of invention to have actually scored from there. And it's good defending, to be fair. So it doesn't quite work out. Yeah, I know, Jasper. I know. It was a thing. It was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. It's very, very fast. It happened at once. Kent plays it. This is another good opportunity for Rangers down the left-hand side. Kent plays it out, dinked in from the left back. Easily headed away, but it's going to be a header Rangers throw. They take it quickly, but it does go almost as far backwards as a West Ham throw would. I hate my hair being tied back so much. It's the worst. I despise it with a passion. But it's too hot to not have my neck exposed to the fan. Yeah, me too, Anthony. Me too. We'll have to see. We'll have to see over the next sort of day. We'll find out sort of what the prognosis is. But didn't look great, did it? Didn't look great. But again, it's not. Say about a lot of things today. The second half's been interesting because West Ham have dared to step out slightly. Have dared to go a little bit further forward, to go a little bit more on the press, on the attack. Try to make Rangers pay for some of from playing out from the back, which is what they do basically. And Rangers have responded by basically being faster, playing it quicker, being more direct, and it has worked an absolute treat for them. Antonio offside for like the third time. And it has worked a treat, and all of their goals have come from it, basically. Very good counterattacks, very direct, very quick, playing down the line, pullbacks. They basically figured out the cheat code against West Ham, which is play fast down the line and pull it back because we don't know what to do. And yeah, it's been an interesting second half, a huge learning curve, I think. And one that I'm concerned a little bit how that ends up playing out, because I am someone who would prefer us to take a little bit more initiative and go a little bit more on the front. Pardon me, a little bit more on the front foot than we already do, and for us to instead, I think the learning lesson almost from this, if you want to call it a big lesson, and I think it is that we're not allowed to do that. We can't. We have to sit deep. and so it's a bit concerning. It certainly isn't. It certainly isn't something that's been enjoyable. So when I see people in the chat, for example, saying, "Oh, it's only a preseason friendly, no need to worry," I don't disagree with you. My thing I say with preseason friendlies is always you can't draw conclusions, but what you can do is sort of get vague ideas. And the vague idea right now is that we do not know what we're doing defensively against fast counter-attacking sides. But we've known this. We've known this forever under David Moyes. It's just the way it always has been. We can't deal with teams who sit deep and ping us. And Rangers haven't really sat deep, but they've certainly been pinging us. And so it is what it is. The pullback is forever OP against West Ham. It is what it is. It is what it is. Poor day. Poor day. Yeah, I mean, there's always examples, right? The Avram Grant season is the one that always gets brought up as well. Won every game in preseason, got relegated. You know, it's the way these things go. You can't draw conclusions from results. You can draw conclusions from certain performances and positions and stuff like that, but you know, I'm in my home today, watching it legally on the club website. Imagine that. Imagine that. Not in North Idaho today. I could text the housekeeper, Danny's housekeeper, and ask him how hot is it. I suspect the answer is very, but you know. Or is it? I don't know. What's the weather like in North Idaho usually? I don't know. I should probably look up these things and know what I say. Yeah, that was my opinion, Garino. There's a judder and a jolt to the way it moves after. That worries me. That worries me a lot. Yeah. West Ham in the position they want to be in now, which is sitting deep and just allowing Rangers to pass the ball around, because this isn't dangerous for us at all. This isn't anywhere close to dangerous for us. So continue on. You know, I'm very confident we'll be able to defend this. I mean, since Souček and Downs isn't a two I've really seen enough on to judge defensively. And you would say from the goal they conceded after they came on that maybe not great, but again, that's a very flash point that you can't really judge about. But realistically, in these sort of positions where Rangers are just passing around like this, waiting to try and find a space, more than okay with that. You're not going to score doing that. I'm pretty confident. You won't score from that. But then again, I don't know if we will. Our sort of counter-attacking flair. Oh, that's a good interception from Thomas Souček. There's a good opportunity to power forward. Pablo Fornals. Vlasic is a good opportunity. Jared Bowen, do something with it. Turns one way, turns it the other, hits it with his weak foot. Hits off a Rangers defender. The goalkeeper was in sort of in no man's land a little bit there. He hits it with his weak foot, and it just deflects off one of Rangers defenders who, again, is almost just standing still, almost a what's going on situation. West Ham still position to full ball, good area. Souček with a 1-2 with Jared Bowen. Outside of the area, now passing it around. There was maybe an opportunity to go a little bit more direct there. Doesn't quite do it, and West Ham slowly being pressed well by Rangers here, passing it further and further backwards. Jared Bowen tries to be a little bit more direct. And now West Ham overcommitted again. This is a 2-on-2 from Rangers. It's a good opportunity. Fashion Jr. plays it across Kurt Zuma. Good foot in. Kurt Zuma, stopping that one. And now West Ham quickly counter-attack. Come on, let's go. Soufal stops and turns and looks backwards and sideways. And all of a sudden, the initiative has disappeared. Mikel Antonio? No, to be fair, Mikel Antonio's just run at him. And as per usual, defenders don't know how to deal with that somehow. And West Ham have a good opportunity. It's out with Pablo Fornals. Ooh! Pablo Fornals just tries to slot it in that bottom corner. Whether it was a pass, whether it was a shot, I don't particularly care. It was bending into the bottom corner, whether you wanted it to or not. But Mikel Antonio comes flying in and just puts a foot out. Can't quite get there. But a better counter-attack. It looked like it had died. There was a moment there where it looked like it completely died off. Very annoyingly. Corner comes flying in. Hit. Goal. We scored. Thomas Souček with a goal. Thomas Souček scores from a corner in what can only be described as a scramble. A scramble, ladies and gentlemen. But it's in. It's in. That's the time, and that's not what I need to pull up. It's in, and that's all that matters. We've done a goal. We have kicked the ball into the net. You love to see it. Whipped in from Jared Bowen on the left-hand side, or Rangers' left-hand side. Mikel Antonio goes for an initial header, can't quite get it, and it's just bundled in from Thomas Souček. There is nowhere even close to form or elegance about it. There's a lot of claims of handball or foul or something from Rangers. There's like 3 Rangers players complaining about saying the referee has not moved, and it is 3-1. We've scored. Come on. We're massive. Yes. Yes. Rangers straight up the other end, almost getting another opportunity. Tell you what, second half, not been bad. Not been bad. First half was not good, but not been bad. Kent trying to link up with Fashion Jr., but Downs says no. Cuts that one out. Now West Ham trying to work their way forward. Mikel Antonio, a little bit of a... Oh, Mikel Antonio. How he's kept that on, I'll never know. Soufal's flying down. Bowen's there, can't quite get a touch. If there was a follow-up, maybe. Ball got floated in, and it felt like it was just time stood still. And there was a couple of people in there. None of them could get a touch on it. And there was just an inch away there from being another goal. All of a sudden, you get a second goal. All of a sudden, I'm not going to know something going to happen there, but unfortunately, it doesn't happen. Tell you what, Mikel Antonio, don't know how the hell he managed to keep that ball. I feel like the Rangers defender should have got it off him somehow, but he manages to sort of wobble his way onto playing a beautiful through ball for Soufal, and just Bowen trying to get in there alongside, I think it was Fornals, and the ball in just at the end wasn't great. Diop just clearing that one, and Antonio just not chasing it down. It's a good opportunity to chase that down, doesn't go for it. Don't know. To be fair, he's looked dead since about 2021 in terms of energy, so not a shock. Yeah, he's made a couple. To be fair, he's made a couple. I'm liking him. No, I said the half hasn't been bad. We've been god awful. But the half hasn't been bad, Chris. We've been utter garbo, mate. But the half decent. Bowen plays it down for Souček, who tries to pull it in. No one quite there, but not a bad one. Put into the corridor of uncertainty. Rangers defend it, but West Ham continue to have possession of the ball in a very advanced area. Here it is, Soufal again, whips it in. That's a dangerous one. And Pablo Fornals arriving. It's going to be a corner. Soufal with a hard low drive into the 6-yard box, just smacking it in there. As Pablo Fornals arriving, the defender gets ahead of him, just clears it away. Mikel Antonio there as well. It's going to be a corner again on the right hand side for West Ham. Jared Bowen to take it as an in-swinger. Big boys up there. In it comes, whipped in towards Mikel Antonio's head. Can't get on it. A bit of head tennis, and Rangers come away with it. Or if Tavernier had pardon me, 4 times there. Jesus, my stomach is going mad. If Tavernier had committed to an early run there, we would have been in big trouble, but obviously they don't need to. But West Ham stream going a bit wild there, but that's fine. Is it mad to stick a 5 on us to win at 70-1? Yes. It's also a preseason friendly, so they're not going to push it. Don't do this to yourself. It's just losing money. You're just losing money, Deckers. Bad decisions. It does feel very much like that, doesn't it? Rangers are going to make some substitutions. Camera is one of the first ones coming off. I'll try and keep you abreast of what it is. Got no clue. Some guys come on. No clue. So McCann, I think, has come on for camera. I think that was. Kent has come off. I believe that was Kent walking off there. Looked like potentially Lundstrom coming off. Barisic has come off for Rangers. For Scott Arfield is on for Ryan Kent. Burnley legend Scott Arfield. West Ham are going to make a couple of substitutions as well, apparently. 15 minutes to go, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't already, subscribe. Hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on future videos, because we live stream every single match here. And we'll be doing all of the preseason ones that are available, apart from the last one. I don't know if that's going to be available or not, but I just won't be around to do it. Geo Gonzo will be live streaming a build-up show for it and a review of it, but whether or not I watch along happens is a different question. West Ham, it looked like it maybe should have been a corner there, but instead it's going to be a Rangers throw. Vladimir Soufal pushing for it. And like the video, a lot of you have liked it. Thank you very much. We've gotten. I think that was actually, to be fair, a goal kick. I think Soufal was the last person to touch one. A lot of you have liked it. We've got to 276. And I used to say 300/400 was the goal for our competitive fixtures. So 276 likes in terms of a preseason friendly. It's kind of crazy. I'm not going to lie about it. It's kind of wild. So thank you very much, everyone. Really appreciate it. Arfield trying to just flick it forward. Can't quite manage it. West Ham collect it easily. Calmly. So Diop out to Aaron Cresswell. Just sort of that press from Rangers, nicely done by Vlasic. That press from Rangers has just been causing us problems all day. Thomas Souček spreading that ball beautifully, and Bowen's charging through. He's trying to put it onto his strong foot. He does. He hits it again. Maybe a pass should have happened. By the way, the sub that was happening for West Ham is Mubama is on for Mikel Antonio. I don't know if any other subs have happened, but I've just seen Mubama, so he's at least come on. Jared Bowen there picks up the beautiful crossfield pass from Thomas Souček, and then just charging, cuts in on his strong foot. Again, just sort of falling over, hits it. It was probably going high and wide, but deflecting for a corner. It's whipped in towards Thomas Souček from Jared Bowen and nowhere close to him. I'll tell you what I would like in the window. If you said to me what's something you would enjoy in the rest of the window, I would say a good set piece taker, like a really genuinely good set piece taker, because we don't have one. We have some serviceable set piece takers. Bowen, Fornals, Cresswell. They're all serviceable. I want like a dedicated guy, a James Ward-Prowse-esque guy, whether it's him or not, I don't really care, but some dangerous play from Rangers, and Mubama just flying in on the goalkeeper with possession of the ball. So Connor Coventry has come on for Pablo Fornals as well as Mubama coming on for Antonio, which means we're sort of, I think, nicely done by Vlasic. Just skips past two like it was nothing. Mubama just trying maybe a little bit too much there. Not many options for him, to be fair. Interestingly, I think we've got a sort of a 4-3-3 situation now. Connor Coventry being the one who's sitting, with Souček and Down sort of a bit more able to go a little bit more forward. Thank you very much, Stu. Appreciate it, bro. Like I said to everyone, if you haven't already subscribed to Stu, the Table Team, Lee, all that good stuff, make sure to do that, because not only they do Leeds channel, great Leeds content. So if you're wondering what's going on in the world of Leeds, I would highly recommend it. But also good people over there talking about West Ham. The Premier League transfer shows have been really good the last couple of weeks. So I definitely recommend going and checking them out. Yeah, I don't really know much about Raum's free kick stuff, set piece stuff. I know James Ward-Prowse is obviously brilliant at it, but I don't really know much else apart from that. But if he's a good set piece taker, then I would be on it. Snorlax used pound. Hello, sir. How are you? Hi, Charlie. I finally got my Vader Time shirt. I've been waiting for it a while. Do you have a fave wrestling shirt you own or want? That is an unreal question. It's time. Rest in peace, of course. Probably, I love my Asuka shirts. I have 2 Asuka shirts, and I love them both. From NXT era Asuka. I have one from NXT era and one from main roster era. I have the second one, the second one she released in NXT, which is like grey and it has her on it. And I have the other one. That's probably my favorite one. And I also have the blue original New Day hoodie as well. The one where it has on the hood the unicorn on, with them riding on the unicorn on it. That's like I love that one. And then outside of that, I have a Stone Pitbull Tom Hiroshi shirt just because I love Tom Hiroshi. He's what a boy. There's a bunch I want. I can't lie all of the time. I can't lie. I won't go through them. Jesus Christ. It's a good opportunity for Connor commentary to try and put the ball in. Ball wasn't great. It was a bit awkward for him in the end. The sort of cross didn't really look like he collected with it too well, but it could have been close. Diop plays it out to Aaron Cresswell, just trying to pass the ball in. Connor commentary sort of taking up that role in the base of central midfield, with Souček and Downs just sort of given a bit of license to move around him. It's interesting for the 4-3-3. It sort of seems to have been working a little bit better, I would hesitate to say, than the 4-2-3-1 was in this game. It's not something I really want to see us play too often, but it often might have to be the solution. But it's not something I really want to see us play. I'd rather us have a sort of dedicated central attacking midfielder who can pull the strings a little bit more. But we don't really have that in our squad right now. You know, Lanzini used to be that, but just isn't anymore, seemingly. Vlasic, that isn't really his role, pulling the strings. Pablo Fornals is the obvious one, but then who do you play on the left-hand side? But then again, with Ben Rama's performance today, maybe that is the answer in that sense, but it didn't really work out earlier on today. And so, you know, since we've changed this 4-3-3 style formation, it's worked out maybe a little bit better for us. But then again, I'm also not forgetting that we have three sort of defensive central midfielders on the pitch. So you would hope that to be the case. And also Rangers already up in a preseason friendly don't need to put any sort of work into this. Nikola Vlasic anyway is on the ball, plays it to Aaron Cresswell back. Thomas Souček, West Ham just passing it left to right, back and forth now, trying to find their way into this, trying to find some space. It's not over yet, with 10 minutes to go, probably in and around that, probably a little bit less, maybe more like 9. It's probably get 1 minute of extra time. Some good passing here from West Ham. Just nothing outrageous, but just keeping possession of the ball, trying to find a bit of space. Maybe a free kick there, but the referee says no. Tavernier. To be fair, a bit of gamesmanship. Nice, some nice sportsmanship from Tavernier there. Vlasic went down. I thought it might have been a free kick, to be fair, but the referee said no, and it's Tavernier who was on the ball. Just stopped and passed it out of play, just to let him have any treatment if he needed it. Vlasic is back up and completely okay. And West Ham have thrown the ball straight back to Tavernier. Good work. Good sportsmanship. You love to see him. I've bought a full-size cut-out Iron Man ready for a week off the scale this season. Listen. Hold it up, like Antonio. Good times. Fashion Junior with offside there. You'd love to see it. I'll be lifting him up if something big happens this year. You know what I mean? We can Antonio lift him up, spinning him around like, you know. I've been much more impressed with Vlasic and Ben Rama today. I thought Ben Rama had a good game. I thought Ben Rama was good. I think Vlasic has been all right since coming on. Don't get me wrong. I don't know if I'd put one over the other, but I thought Ben Rama had a good game. Back and to the left. I've been meaning to watch documentaries about that for so long. Just because, but I haven't. Because I like a good conspiracy theory. I believe none of them, but I like them, and I just kind of want to. I've been wanting to indulge in that for a while, and I just haven't done it. I should do it, unfortunately. I've got other things to do, but I've got better things to do. I've got work and playing ball played in, but Bama tries to get ahead to it, nothing to happen. Here's Mark. He got injured in the first half pretty soon in. Something dodgy happened to his ankle. At the 100 of the links to players, who would you like to see come into West Ham? good question. Lingard. I don't know. I would like a new left back. I haven't really seen a lot of Raum, but he seems to be the best option. I've seen Kostic play, and I don't think he's the right guy for us, especially if we're playing him at left back as opposed to left wing back. He was linked recently. The Croatian left back who we were linked with looks like a really nice dribbler, but not much else. But I haven't seen enough of him either to say. Broja and Skamaka, neither of them excite me. Or I tell a lie. I like the idea of both of them, but I don't like the idea of either of them playing in a David Moyes system. I don't think either of them particularly fit. But if David Moyes really wants Broja, for example, then I assume we're going to play to his strengths. Then sweet. But yeah, it's a difficult one right now because I don't really know. I'm sort of quite calm about it all, to be honest. I don't know. I quite like the idea of getting Broja. Not Broja, Skamaka, just because he just seems a bit wild. I'm all right with that. Yeah, NXT actor. Asuka in NXT was the best. Asuka now is the best, but like, mate. I remember NXT TakeOver London, her versus Emma. Woof. 2 in this row. Jesse Lingard has just got from playing in London, apparently. I respect your wisdom. Should we panic? How much do we need, Jesse? No, we shouldn't panic. It's a preseason game. There's no panic necessary, right? Like it sucks. Don't get me wrong. And we've been bad. And there's certainly things you should take away from this, and certainly things David Moyes will take away from this about, what the hell happened? How did we concede 3 in such quick succession when we're usually a team who are praised for the defensive side? We shouldn't. There's certainly things to take away from it, but panic-wise, no, I wouldn't worry too much about it. There's clearly issues in the team and issues in the squad, but it's a preseason. How much do we need him? To some extent. He also doesn't really solve what I want to be solved, but he's someone who Moyes trusts and he plays the role where I think we really need someone. I really do believe we need a sort of central attacking midfielder, and that's not something that gets spoken about a lot. We often speak about striker and left wing and central midfield and all of that sort of stuff, but I do think there is an argument to be said that we need a central attacking midfielder to add a little bit more incisiveness in that area in terms of sort of supplying. And Jesse Lingard will take shots from there. It's like putting Ben Rama there. He'll take shots from there. I don't know how much supplying you're going to get from it. Do we need him? No. Would I want him? Yes. The news today is not really concerned me because that's just what's happening. If you look at it's good pressing from West Ham. Vlasic almost just getting there. Some dangerous passing again from Rangers and a little bit of pressing. That's what we should be doing. Pressing, but with 2-3 players, not 5-6 like we were doing before. Just stop it. But yeah, one of those ones where, if you look at, I was saying this to Lucas earlier when we were talking about it. Free agents across the continent, there is a lot of them right now who should have clubs that don't. Dybala's about to sign for Roma, but look how long it's taken him. You've got Belotti, who's available on free. Luis Suarez is available on a free. You've got, who else have you got? Zagadu's out there available on a free. Cavani's available on free. There is a lot of players who you would suspect would have clubs by now who don't, and I don't know why that is. But clearly the market's just not there yet. This is Jesse Lingard's big opportunity for his last move. He's going to have to be certain about it, and his position only gets stronger the longer it takes. And he knows that, but more importantly, his agents know that. So when I look on social media and I see people saying, he's doing this, he's doing that, no, his agent's doing that. And that is what it is. It is life. That's the way it goes. I've been saying that I suspected that one will run until August, and I still suspect that to kind of be the case. We might know next season. We might know next week. Who knows? We might know this week. Who knows? But the news today just sort of continues to make me think we're going to wait. Should we panic? No. Do we need him? No. He'd be useful. He's not necessary though. Hey Charlie, I just slipped from an Outback Gold prospecting tour. Flipping hell, Mixale. How go the sieving, sir? Do you do that now? Is that something people do still? Sieve for gold? Gold. Sweet, delicious gold. I only know it from cartoons. Now is the time to panic. In the words of Monsters Inc. Realistic signings? probably none of the ones mentioned. I mean, like, Brozier, relatively. Skamaka, probably not. Lingard is realistic. Onana is not. Raum is not. I was saying this on Two Spanners, One Hammer, the Hammer Chat Patreon exclusive podcast made just for you. It's link in the description below to patreon.com/Hammer Chat. Have a look if you wish to. I was saying that on the Two Spanners show this week about the idea of potentially us signing a striker that we haven't even heard of yet, that hasn't been linked to yet. And I don't suspect that's an unrealistic thing to say at this point, you know. But there we go. Full-time whistle has blown. It is 3-1 to Rangers in the end. An absolute blitz 5 to 10 minutes from Rangers, absolutely destroying West Ham. And it is what it is. I would recommend you all subscribe, by the way, before I say anything else. Actually, let me know quickly, very quickly, in the chat, who was your man of the match today? I know it's going to be a difficult one, but did anyone stand out to you? Who's the player from West Ham you thought played best? Whoever gets the most amount of votes, Hammer Chat man of the match. While you do that, hey, everyone, subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure to hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on future videos, because we were the only West Ham channel last season who got every single watch along on every single game. No one else did it apart from us. And so we're looking to do that exactly before. And to be honest, because I'm here by myself, it's not possible without you. You need to be here. Otherwise, it's just genuinely not possible. So like the video, all of that good stuff. Let me see how many likes we got to in the end, because it would 320 on a preseason game. What a preseason game. What? How? How? That's very kind of you, everyone. It's very kind of you. Let's quickly have a little look. Zuma, Bowen, all crap there. Bowen, thank you, Jeffrey. I'm not in the random. Thank you. Vlasic, Bowen. That Rangers lad Cresswell gets my man in the match. You know, it is what it is. Probably a Gued. You know what I mean? Still looking for Bowen, but Downs look good. To be fair, yeah, Downs look decent. I agree. Zuma, Craig Dawson, Souček there. Well, I'll give it to Jarrod Bowen. Jarrod Bowen seems to get the most amount of votes. Congratulations, Jarrod Bowen, on winning the Hammer Chat man of the match. Get another one here. Bowen, I thought Souček looked fresh when he came on. I thought he did as well, to be fair. Downs, Chuck, thank you for coming, sir. Thank you for coming, sir. Absolute legend. Absolute watch-along boy. Danny DeVito. There you go. Look at him. What a boy. What a boy. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to Hammer's Chat if you're new around here. Make sure to hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on future videos. Remember to stick around, because right now it's going to be a full-time review going through all of the events of the match with Geo. It is about to start. Stick around, because I'm sending you over there now. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Comment your wine. Stay safe. Stay hydrated. And enjoy the cool weather when it eventually comes tomorrow and the day after. See you all for the next one. Come on, you Irons. Sometimes it's bad like that, you know what I mean? Cheers, everyone. Bye. Bye.